we've mentioned this a lot. The Colts have had the Titans number for the last 6 years. But did you know that the last time the Titans beat the Colts was Week 8 of 2011, and Matt Hasselbeck was the quarterback. Matt, the legacy.
Dwight Freeney.
Look good.
Dwight Freeney was complaining in that game. He's like, man, you're getting the ball out too quick.
Smooth delivery.
You're Dwight
So
Freeney,
forget what any of us are picking, or which team, Matt. Colts or Titans?
Yeah,
What you got, Matt?
I had picked the Colts. Then I found out that the Colts had Chipotle on the way up here. That's what got me sick there last time. So I don't know. This is me right now.
What?
I'm like,
What?
I don't know what to do.
So who are you going for?
Pick somebody.
Pick. Are you
somebody.
serious?
Take a
Chipotle.
stand.
Are you
What a
serious?
baby.
Stand.
If the Colts are going to have Chipotle, I'm going with the Tennessee Titans.
What a baby.
Let's do it.
Pick nobody?
I just told you, I picked the
He's
Titans.
going Green Bay.
That's right.
Man, put your jacket back on, man.
All right.
Ridiculous. That's a
Put your jacket back
Come
on.
on,
Seattle.
man.
What's that, a medium? A little tight, yeah?
Come on, man.
All right, come on, man.
Joe Flacco and the Ravens hosting the Bears. Flacco drops back to pass. Steps up in the pocket to get away. Flacco's moving forward. Throws for the touchdown. Flacco, y'all take another look. You see the line of scrimmage on the 10-yard line. Aren't you a veteran in this game? And you gonna go 2 yards past the line of scrimmage? Joe Flacco, you know better than that, man.
Good throw, though.
Come on, man, Joe Flacco, for real.
All right, guys, we got Falcons hosting the Dolphins. Matt Ryan looking to throw to Taylor Gabriel. Incomplete, but Kiko Alonso catches Gabriel and carries him for like 10 yards. Take another look. Gabriel leaps to make the catch, but he's caught midair by Alonso, and he gets taken for a ride. Like, bro, let go. Like, what are you holding on to, too, bro? Let me go. Let me down. Come on, man.
All right, back to Baltimore Bears punting to the Ravens. Michael Campanaro back to return the punt. He signals for a fair catch and still gets hit right in the midsection by Josh Bellamy. Take another look. Bellamy unable to pull up in front of Campanaro and hits him in the bad spot. John Harbaugh says, hey, gland pain hurts.
Not right away.
Come on, man.
All right. Saints hosting the Lions. Amir Abdullah gets the handoff and is trapped in the backfield. Cameron Jordan grabs the jersey. Amir goes down, but whoa. We got to take another look at that. Boy, it looks like some type of magic trick. NFL authentic jersey. Come on, man.
Tennessee lining up for a field goal versus South Carolina. Brent Samaglia nails the kick. But check out what happens. DJ Wanham gets through the line. It bumps into Samaglia. Samaglia, look at you, man. You're 6'1", 193. Going up against 6'4", 251. He getting tough. Look at him. He's hold me back. Hold me back. You better be held back there.
Why
Samaglia. Let's take another look. That's a 60-pound difference. Gets a little bump, but come on, Samaglia. Come on, man.
Hey, this was your Come On Man debut.
It
Yes,
was,
it
man.
was. Obviously.
Hey, he used to be on Come On, man.
First time as an analyst. You've been on before.
Many a time.
Hey, so guys, this turns out to be a pretty good showdown, right? In the
I don't know.
AFC
Great
South.
Is it?
We like this out.
Great
We
ball
have
game.
given Matt.
That's so back.
The little wear this.
But the
little
last
tight.
six
little tight.
Titan quarterbacks
I used to wear
have
this
all
all the
lost
time.
to the Colts. So the question is, can Marcus Mariota be the guy in his Monday Night Football debut?
Welcome, everyone, to the ESPN Monday Night Red Carpet Kickoff, engineered by GMC. Tonight from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, the Indianapolis Colts take on the Titans, who welcome back starting quarterback Marcus Mariota. He's missed the last game and a half with a hamstring injury. The Titans have struggled without him. They've scored just 10 points in their last 6 quarters in losses at Houston and at Miami. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Football. I'm Sean McDonough. Delighted to have you with us for this important battle in the wide open AFC South. Both the Colts and the Titans are 2-3, but the winner of this game tonight will be tied atop the division with the Jaguars and the Texans. The loser will be alone in last place. We spoke with Brian Arakpo, the linebacker for Tennessee, yesterday. He called this a must-win game for his team. Coach Mike Mularkey reminded his team of a year ago when they finished 9-7, tied atop the division with Houston, but did not make the playoffs because they lost the tiebreaker. They were out of the playoffs for the 8th straight season. I'm joined by the coach, John Gruden. Coach, 9 wins a year ago. That was a 6-win improvement over 2015 for Tennessee. So they came into this season as a trendy pick to win this division. They've scuffled a little bit. It should help them a lot tonight to get Mariota back.
But you said it, he's not 100%. We're not going to see him take off and scramble a lot. I don't think we're going to see a lot of zone reads that we're accustomed to seeing, but he's got a lot of help from his teammates in this offense, and they call this offense the exotic smash mouth, and they call it that because they have 2 great backs. DeMarco Murray has run for more yardage than any back in football over the last 4 years, and his complement is a 247-pound former Heisman Trophy winner, Derrick Henry. They have an outstanding young offensive line. Taylor Lewan, Quentin Spain, they love to run these double teams, and they will smash you. And on the right side, after Ben Jones executes a back block, look at Josh Klein and right tackle Jack Conklin work that double team. I love watching this stuff. And that sets up some nasty play-action passes, and there's a lot of window dressing, and this one stung Seattle in a big victory. And nobody runs more exotic gadget plays than Mike Mularkey, who runs a jet sweep on the 1-yard line to a tight end. He's not 100%, Mariota is not, but he's got a lot of support from his teammates.
At least he's back in action. Indianapolis still waiting for the return of their terrific quarterback, Andrew Luck, who has not played yet this season as he recovers from surgery on his throwing shoulder. That took place back in January. We spoke with Andrew last night. He said he won't be back next week either, but he feels like he is making progress and does want to return this year. In his absence, Jacoby Brissett, acquired just before the start of the season from New England, has been rock solid.
Unbelievable what he's done in short notice as a young quarterback. And when you watch the tape, the athleticism is eye-popping. He uses this athleticism to run the ball. He scored 3 touchdowns already. Watch out for that in the red zone. And the strength, the quickness, the speed allows him to unleash a cannon for an arm. He has thrown a lot of passes down the field, especially to T.Y. Hilton. But like the Indianapolis Colts, Brissett has been inconsistent, hot and cold. He's thrown 2 pick sixes. He struggled on 3rd down. He struggled in the red zone. He struggled in the second half of the games. He's got his hands full tonight with Dick LeBeau and the Tennessee Titan defense.
And he's trying to help the Colts extend a remarkable streak. They've won the last 11 games head-to-head against the Tennessee Titans. Coming up next, our Monday Night Spotlight. NFL's crucial catch campaign. The Titans are honoring breast cancer survivors on the field. You saw Bianca Jackson, a cancer survivor herself. She's the mother of Titans rookie cornerback Adoree Jackson. She's the 12th Titan tonight. Adoree, her son, the 18th overall pick in this year's draft out of USC, where he won the Jim Thorpe Award as the best defensive back in the country. Adoree will tell you his mom is the real winner in their family. With more on their story, here's the winner in our group, Lisa Salters.
Well, Sean, Adoree told me that he is a self-proclaimed mama's boy. Always has been, always will be. And tonight, he could not be prouder to watch his mom inspire others the same way she's always inspired him.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year. But God, he saved me in 4 months. He gave me back to my baby so I can see every game and I can be the proudest mama. I'm so proud of you, baby.
Thanks, Mama.
Jackson and his mom were both overcome with emotion back in August of 2016, the home opener for USC. It was the first game Bianca Jackson was able to watch Adoree play again in more than a year, and he welcomed her back with a 77-yard punt return.
It was a blessing just to have my mom back with me, be able to come to the home opener and me taking a touchdown back.
Bianca Jackson was diagnosed with breast cancer in May of 2015. She told everyone in the family except her youngest son, Adoree, because she says she didn't want him to worry about her.
Just the type of person my mom is. She makes sure that everybody else is above her.
After 4 months of chemotherapy treatments and a successful surgery, Bianca told Adoree about the cancer that December when he came home for Christmas break. But she was also able to tell him that she'd beaten it.
For her to tell me, at the end, it was all over. It was just great, a sign of relief. And the thought that you could lose your mom, that's one of the things, but I was just thankful enough that, the Lord, still kept her in my life.
Now cancer-free for almost 2 years, Bianca Jackson and her son say they cherish every moment, and that next moment is now, Adoree's Monday Night Football debut.
Adoree told me he hopes to make a big play tonight like he did at that USC game, but he said in place of that, Sean, he'd settle for a win.
He is a big playmaker on special teams for the Titans. You've been watching the ESPN Monday Night Red Carpet Kickoff engineered by GMC and its lineup of SUVs.
Bigger doesn't mean.
The spotlight's on. Time to stake your claim for Monday Night Football's Hall of Fame. We've seen the great backs run and the legends throw. They all turn it up when they play in this show. The Colts, the Titans, the rivalry. What a football game this could turn out to be. Tell me if you're ready for a party. Let me hear it if you want to win. You know it's time to ball. We about to kick it off. And all y'all let the games begin. Oh yeah. Indy, get ready. Tennessee, get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. Yes, MGL and the boys, we about to get this thing started. Yeah. Get your game face on. The crowd's getting excited. Oh yeah. All my riding friends are here on Monday night.
And a lot of rowdy fans in Nissan Stadium on a clear and cool night in the capital of the state of Tennessee. We alluded to the AFC standings at the top of the telecast. Chuck Pagano and the Colts 2-3. Their only wins against winless teams, the Browns and the 49ers. But they're right in it, as are all four teams in the AFC South. It figures to be a great race throughout the season. Mike Mularkey, head coach of the Tennessee Titans, trying to get them back on the winning track after back-to-back losses at Houston and Miami. They've had less than 200 yards of offense in each of those two games. They'll get the ball to start this one. The Colts deferred, so Adoree Jackson might get a chance to run back the opening kickoff. He's returned 2 punts for touchdowns this year, only to have both of them called back due to penalty. They'll have a chance to bring this one back. Rigoberto Sanchez's kickoff down to the goal line. And here comes Adoree Jackson. Wanted to make a big play for his mother tonight, and that is a nifty return out to the 40-yard line to get this one started. The kicker, Sanchez, had to chase him out. So here's Marcus Mariota, who missed last week's game and the second half of the prior game at Houston with a hamstring injury, suffered late in the first half of that game in Houston in week 4. Has not been particularly accurate. You saw the completion percentage of 60%. That is 28th in the league to date. DeMarco Murray is on his left hip. And Mariota comes out throwing over the middle to Delaney Walker, the tight end, who gets 5, tackled by John Bostic.
Well, Mariota's the man that makes them go, and they've gone nowhere in the last 6 quarters without him. He's going to have to play a more conventional style tonight. Not as much scrambling, not as much designer running plays for the quarterback, and you said it. He's got to throw the ball better from the pocket, especially with this hamstring.
Both of their running backs on the field now, Derrick Henry and DeMarco Murray. They fake the handoff and then flip it ahead to Delaney Walker. And he has a first down. You talked about exotic smash mouth football, and there's one of the exotic looks.
Well, they're going to run right behind their big guys, and they're going to run a shovel pass to Derrick Henry. Mariota reads it perfectly, and actually that's Delaney Walker, I should say, but Mike Mularkey, a lot of exotic plays in this Titan playbook.
Goes in the books as a completed pass. Austin Fowler is the fullback now, checks in front of DeMarco Murray. Straight ahead power football, and then he bounced outside for 3. Matthias Farley, the safety, made the stop for Indianapolis. Excellent offensive line for Tennessee. Taylor Lewan, a Pro Bowler last year, and Jack Conklin, the right tackle, was first-team All-Pro as a rookie 1 season ago. The backs and receivers, excellent tandem in Murray, followed by Henry. Eric Decker, a newcomer over from the Jets via free agency. They're without their first-round pick, Corey Davis, the 5th player taken in the draft this year. Speedy wide receiver out of Western Michigan. He has a hamstring. They hope to have him back soon. DeMarco Murray turned the corner and then got tripped up. Looked like he'd get the first down and more, but a big tackle made by John Simon.
The one thing about Murray can get the edge. He has deceptive speed. He's going to bounce his play outside, and you see Simon trying to set the edge, and lucky he made that tackle. That would have been a big play. But, Sean, here's where the Titans have really broken down in the last couple weeks. They have been horrific on 3rd down. Important that they possess the ball and try to get this running game going.
3rd down and 3. Taywan Taylor came in motion. There is a flag down with that movement along the line of scrimmage. Mariota threw for Delaney Walker. Darius Butler had the coverage. Walt Anderson is the referee tonight.
Offside, number 92, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, Mariota had no snap count at Oregon. Everything was a silent count, but now he's got a hard count. Listen to this. Got Marcus Hunt and Jabal Sheard, and that's good work on 3rd and short, but the Indianapolis defense got to show more discipline than that.
These are 2 defensive units that have struggled. They are the bottom 2 teams in the league in scoring defense. The Colts giving up almost 32 points per game, worst in the league. Derrick Henry, the Heisman Trophy winner out of Alabama, yanked down as he got to the 30-yard line. Rashawn Melvin made the tackle. Here is the Colts defense. 3-4 look. Al Woods, the former Tennessee Titan, now in Indianapolis Colts. And newcomers across the linebacking core as well. They went out to find free agents who love football. That's certainly a description of those 3 linebackers who are the newcomers. In all, 9 new starters from a year ago on this Indianapolis defense, including their first-round pick, the safety out of Ohio State, Malik Hooker. There's 3 interceptions already to lead all NFL rookies. On 2nd and 7, the pass off target, looking for Eric Decker over the middle.
And you see Marcus Mariota in the pocket. Normally, when nobody's open, Mariota will take off and run and then look to throw. But tonight, given that hamstring, he's going to stay in the pocket, and he's going to have to show that he can be a great pocket passer, something that he really has not proved at a high level yet.
We watched practice Saturday night, and he was moving very slowly. He said the left hamstring is definitely still bothering him, but when you're a quarterback in the NFL in a big game like this, you need to be out there for your team, and he is. Steps into a throw, and it's way too high. 3 defenders in the neighborhood. It was in the general direction of Delaney Walker, and Tennessee sends the punt unit out. Or is it the field goal kicker? It'll be the field goal kicker.
Delaney Walker, there's 3 Indianapolis Colts around him. You see Butler, number 20, the rookie Hairston, and Farley. That's the wrong guy to throw to in that situation.
Ryan Suckup been brilliant from inside of 50 yards, 46 in a row. That is tied for the all-time NFL record, most consecutive kicks made from inside of 50 yards. So he'll have the record all by himself if he can convert this 48-yarder. And it is good. 47 in a row from inside of 50 yards made by the veteran out of South Carolina, Ryan Suckup. It's 3-0. Runs. October 16, 2000, the Titans hosted the Jaguars. It was the first Monday night home game for the Titans, who moved into this stadium in 1999. They're led by Eddie George and Steve McNair. They rolled to a 27-13 win over the Jaguars. They're 5-3 all-time in Monday Night Football games. They haven't been on Monday Night Football since 2014. You talked about the toughness of Steve McNair to Marcus Mariota when he was talking about the desire to play tonight.
Steve McNair, I think the greatest quarterback in Titan history. He played his best football under dire circumstances, and that's something I think Marcus Mariota is going to draw from tonight.
Ryan Suckup, after his history-making field goal, sends it down into the end zone. Quan Bray breaks some tackles. Suckup in there trying to get him down and helps wrestle Bray down at the 30-yard line with help from LaShawn Sims. 32-yard return. So here comes Jacoby Brissett. Like Marcus Mariota, just 23 years old, was with the New England Patriots last year, and then traded by New England 8 days before the Colts opener against the Los Angeles Rams. Appeared in relief in that one-sided loss when Scott Tolzien was ineffective. Jacoby got in briefly in the fourth quarter, but he became the starter the following week and has gone 2-2. Impressive poise and composure demonstrated by this young man who's had to learn so much in such a short period of time. Hands it off to Frank Gore, the oldest running back in the league at age 34, and a quality gain of 9 on first down.
Well, he's still having a hard time calling the plays. He struggles to envision the play when he says it in the huddle. He's working off a wristband, which is very uncomfortable, and there is nothing similar to the Colt offense, to the Patriot offense. The only thing that's similar is when they say ready, break. This communication is a huge issue, especially in this noise on the road.
The rookie Marlon Mack in at running back. He had a big game last week in their overtime win against San Francisco. Dodged the traffic behind the line of scrimmage, and here's what he brings. Explosive running ability, and he's wrestled down inside the 40-yard line of Tennessee by Adoree Jackson.
That's one way to help your quarterback. Press it. It sets up the cutbacks. Watch Mack, the rookie out of South Florida, cut this play back. Good vision. Nice burst through the hole. And you see Daquan Jones, number 90, missed the tackle at the point of attack.
22-yard gain for Marlon Mack, the all-time leading rusher in the history of the University of South Florida. The Colts quickly at the Titan 39-yard line. Short set by Brissett and on target. Dante Moncrief, another first down inside the 30-yard line.
Don't underestimate this man's arm or his athleticism. He can unload the quick game, which you see here on a slant route, but he has walked in to Indianapolis and been a quick study. He's impressed everyone. He showed great composure. He's earned the respect of all his teammates, and Andrew Luck and Tom Brady both have helped this young quarterback to this point in his career.
Andrew Luck, as you saw, is here, and he's been offering assistance to Jacoby Brissett when he comes off the field. Frank Gore back in at running back. Brissett lofts it in the direction of Jack Doyle, and it's incomplete. The Colts offensive line constantly in flux, with LaRaven Clark getting the start at right guard tonight. This is their 40th different starting offensive line combination since 2012, by far the most in the league. New England next with 31. And the backs and receivers, we mentioned the impact Mack has made this season, and again tonight, T.Y. Hilton, one of the best receivers in the league. Led the league in receiving yards last year. Another big playmaker. Second down and 10. And Brissett on target. Frank Gore, excellent receiver in addition to his prolific running skills. That is career catch number 423.
Well, Tennessee showed blitz, and the young quarterback knew exactly where to go when he read the three-man rush, and you said it. Frank Gore, 34 years old. What a career he has had, and how about this start for Jacoby Brissett? Unfazed by the magnitude of all of this, he has come in here and done an outstanding job on short notice.
12-yard gain. They're at the 17-yard line of the Titans. Mack again in trouble behind the line and does not get away this time.
Well, Sean Sims, second-year man out of Southern Utah, does an excellent job. Mack always looking to get the ball on the edge, and that's going to force these corners into some one-on-one tackling situations. Nice work by Sims, a young man they think has great potential here.
Nothing new for the Colts, the negative runs. That one lost 4. Gore back in. Looked for a moment like Brissett might keep it. Gore took it and went ahead to the 17-yard line. Here's Lisa.
Well, Sean, Adoree Jackson, our Monday Night Spotlight player, not where he wants to be right now. In the medical evaluation tent, they are looking at his left knee. I'll update you when I can.
All right, Lisa.
And this Titan secondary has struggled. A lot of new young faces. They've given up 12 touchdown passes already. That's why it's very important for Brian Orakpo, Jarrell Casey, Derek Morgan to revive this pass rush. It has been very disappointing so far through 5 weeks.
Robert Turbin, their third down specialist at running back, gets sent wide to the right by Brissett, who calls the timeout with the play clock running out. 3rd down and 11 upcoming for Chuck Pagano's Colts. Jacoby Brissett, 3rd-round pick of New England in 2016, was the backup quarterback at the start of last season because Tom Brady was serving his 4-game suspension. Jimmy Garoppolo got the start. He got hurt. Brissett got thrust into action. Won one game and lost another. But he got hurt later in the year. Wasn't active for a while. He told us, John, this training camp that ended in early September, he wasn't even sure he was going to make the Patriots. He wasn't sure they were going to keep 3 quarterbacks with Brady and Garoppolo fully healthy, and he was very surprised when he got the call to go see Bill Belichick with the news that he had been traded to the Indianapolis Colts.
Things happen fast at times in this business.
Four-man rush. Brissett to the end zone. Dropped by Dante Moncrief. Off his hands and incomplete.
You can't throw the ball any better than Jacoby Brissett just did. And Moncrief, who has been very disappointing to me in the last couple of years, he's been hurt a lot. Look at Brissett step up in the pocket and throw a perfect pass for a touchdown. You've got to make that catch. And Moncrief is capable of making that play, but here's Vinatieri.
Oldest player in the league at age 44. Picked the game winner in overtime from 51 yards last week to beat San Francisco. This one's good from 36 yards. The 540th made field goal of his career. Only Morton Anderson has made more in the history of the league. They got 3. Should have been 7. Team kicked the field goal after its opening possession. We're tied at 3 in the first quarter here in Nashville. Whatever Adoree Jackson's medical issue was, it's not enough to keep him out of the game. He is back on the field and ready to return the kickoff from Rigoberto Sanchez, who is the Colts punter, won the punting job in preseason camp over the veteran Jeff Locke, who they'd signed as a free agent from Minnesota, but Sanchez was so impressive they didn't keep Locke. Out of the University of Hawaii with a big leg. And no chance for Jackson to bring that one back. Here comes Marcus Mariota in the Titan offense for the second time tonight.
Well, this is a different Mariota tonight. You're used to seeing this man use his legs, and he's as good a scrambler as there is in football. This is a big reason why he was a number 2 pick overall. You can run designed runs, zone reads, you name it, this man can hurt you. You can just read Jadeveon Clowney, not even block him. He'll make the right decision, and he has the speed to finish. I don't think you're going to see any of these plays tonight. He is not 100%. Going to have to do it from the pocket with some help from his teammates.
Derrick Henry. DeMarco Murray also on the field. A nice play. Sean Melvin, the cornerback, up to drop Henry for a loss of a couple.
That's a business decision there. You're a left corner in the NFL, and you have a 247-pound freight train coming right at you. I love to see corners, watch number 30, step up, slip a block, and make that kind of tackle. Great work by Melvin, who has bounced around this league, finally found a home here in Indianapolis.
In his 5th year out of Northern Illinois. Taywan Taylor, the motion man, tight formation for the Titans. And DeMarco Murray powers out to the 28-yard line. He led the AFC in rushing last year, was 3rd in the NFL behind the 2 rookies, Elliott and Howard. Some people thought after that one down year in his only year in Philadelphia that maybe his skills were declining. That was proven to be incorrect.
Well, those people are clearly incorrect. He can run in any kind of offense, Sean. Last 4 years, nobody's run the ball for more yardage, and he's done it on 3 different teams. Hard to beat that.
Philadelphia and now Tennessee. Far and away the leading rusher in the league over the last 4 years. 3rd down and 7. The movement up front, and they get to Mariota. John Simon swings him down. There is a flag down on the play.
It's going to be against the Colts. It's like illegal contact, and
holding, number 20, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Darius Butler, that's a huge call. They would have had to punt, and now it's a first down for the Titans from their own 33-yard line.
Well, it's the 2nd time on 3rd down that the Colts have committed a defensive penalty. Jumped off sides on a hard count on 3rd and 3, and then you have a huge penalty on a veteran Butler to set up the Titans again.
Play action pass. Mariota throws deep to an open receiver. Eric Decker with a first down into Indianapolis territory at the 40-yard line.
If you can possess the ball, you get to run a lot of different plays. And the play action pass fools both inside linebackers. You see Morrison, number 44, left side of your screen, a young linebacker that has really struggled recognizing play action pass. And there's Decker on a deep cross. You catch these 18 to 20 yards deep between the numbers and the sideline, and I've seen Eric Decker do that a long time.
Wildcat here with the direct snap to DeMarco Murray. Mariota came off the field. Murray stumbled back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. And here comes Mariota back on.
This Mike Mularkey is interesting as a play caller. In Pittsburgh, he had the smash mouth Jerome Bettis, well-known style of football. And they ran 6 or 7 gadget plays a game with Randall L. and Hines Ward, and they were miserable to defend. He's somewhat replicating that here. We've already seen a shovel pass and a wildcat, and if you stay tuned, you'll see some other really cool plays.
They bring in the extra offensive lineman, Dennis Kelly. DeMarco Murray slides down to the 37-yard line. Mularkey, longtime offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, formerly the head coach of Buffalo and Jacksonville. He had a lot of weapons in Pittsburgh, and as you said, an interesting offense.
Well, it's a smash mouth offense with Jerome Bettis, and you had to put your big boy pads on, and then they ran all kind of gadgets with Randall L. and Hines Ward, and they could run some finesse plays that would also wear you out. And that's where exotic smash mouth comes from. A lot of history.
He says they're not as exotic here because they really don't have the players with that versatility that he had in Pittsburgh, like Randall L. and Hines Ward. And wide open again, another first down. Murray The catch finally wrestled down by Malik Hooker at the 20-yard line.
And Mariota slow to get up. Henry Anderson, 96, applies the pressure off the right side. It's a zone blitz, and you don't want Jabal Sheard covering deep down the field, but there's Simon hitting Marcus Mariota, who is slow to get up.
That was very close to being too late. Simon got away with it. 18-yard gain. Boy, that penalty for the defensive holding that extended this drive is huge.
Wow.
Derrick Henry, he is every bit as we saw at practice Saturday night of 6'3", 247 pounds.
Well, he's impressive. And I would like to get in the huddle with two Heisman Trophy winners, but Derrick Henry patiently waiting his turn, and his turn will come. I have a strong feeling that this man will be a outstanding back in the NFL. He's really improved under Sylvester Croom's tutelage, a longtime running back coach, and he's become an all-purpose back that Tennessee is going to learn to really love.
Had only 4 carries last week in Miami. They said publicly they wanted to get him more, but as Henry carries again, Henry has handled it well because he understands DeMarco Murray is the player ahead of him, and he's been the most productive back in the league over the last several years.
Yeah, it's tough, and it's tough to come off the bench. Some guys have a hard time throwing the cape off and playing 22, 23 snaps a game. There's Sly Croom, former head coach at Mississippi State. What a job he has done wherever he's gone with running backs. And on 3rd down and 4, it's Murray offset with Mariota.
A minute to go in the opening quarter. Indianapolis and Tennessee tied at 3. Mariota to the end zone, and it's batted away. Intended for Delanie Walker, and good coverage by Malik Hooker. And you asked him last night about covering Delanie Walker, and he said he knew how good Walker is, but was looking forward to the challenge.
Yes, and this young man already with 3 interceptions has shown very good ball skills and range. First-round pick number 15 overall out of Ohio State. Shows good lateral range, and you better be careful throwing the ball in this man's vicinity because he has great ball skills.
I guess if it was golf, this would be a gimme for Ryan Suckup, given that it's inside of 50 yards, 32-yarder, his second field goal of the night. And that's 48 straight that he has made from inside of 50 yards. 6-3 Tennessee. There's no question these talented young quarterbacks are difference makers. Since the start of the 15 season, when the Colts have had Andrew Luck, they've scored 25.5 points per game. Without him, that number drops all the way down to 18.7. The same is true for the Titans with Marcus Mariota. The last 2 seasons plus 23 points per game. And when they haven't had him under 13 points per game in 6 games without him as the starter. Andrew Luck here tonight continues to make progress, coming back from surgery on his throwing shoulder in January. Just started practicing less than 2 weeks ago, and John really not doing much yet in the practices.
No, you got to remember that's a serious operation. He's been fighting that shoulder for a year and a half, and this is new to him. He's never been hurt for this long. It's killing him. He's very frustrated.
Quan Bray brings back the kickoff. Bounced off some hits around the 20 and managed to make it out to the 28-yard line. Finally tackled by LaShawn Sims. So here comes Jacoby Brissett again. Impressive opening drive. Should have ended in a touchdown. Dante Moncrief dropped the touchdown pass, and they settled for a field goal from Adam Vinatieri.
Watch this man get in the huddle and read this play off his wristband, and he had a hard time deciphering plays last night in the meeting with us. He was still grinding through the game plan, trying to communicate better than he has in the first few starts. And can't tell you how impressed I am with his composure.
Brissett with time. Short throw. Kamar Aiken broke a tackle and picked up a first down as a result. Finally taken down by Avery Williamson. 14-yard completion. Yeah, Brissett said basically what he knew in New England. The language was basically English to him, and now he's here trying to learn a totally different language, and he has verbal cues. NASA, for example, is the word that they use for all go in Indianapolis. So when he hears NASA, he has to think, what do rockets do? They take off. Okay, it's all go.
You're learning quick, Sean.
I'm learning. I can't imagine. There's a lot more that he had to learn than just that. We're ready to move on to the second quarter here in Nashville. Nashville, we're during the break between quarters. DeMarco Murray getting some work on his right leg. That was moments ago. He is back up on his feet. We saw the trainer give the thumbs up to Mike Mularkey, so we anticipate Murray will be back when they get the ball back. Indianapolis ball. Colts down 6-3 as the second quarter begins.
Right 20. Good.
Jacoby Brissett from under center with a play action pass too high for Frank Gore. An up and down year for the Tennessee defense. 3-4 alignment coordinated by the ageless Dick LeBeau. Up front, Jarrell Casey is the star, Pro Bowler each of the last 2 seasons. Avery Williamson, their leading tackler each of the last 2 years. Arakpo to the Pro Bowl last season. And in the secondary, newcomers on the corners with the rookie Adoree Jackson and Logan Ryan, the free agent over from the Patriots, where he played on 2 Super Bowl title teams. 2nd and 10. Gore, lots of running room. That beleaguered offensive line did a great job on that play, and it's a first down across midfield for Indianapolis.
Frank Gore loves Monday night. Right guard is LaRaven Clark, first-time starter at the position, doing an excellent job up front. Frank Gore knows how to read it. What a professional running back he has been. Everywhere he goes, he leads his team in rushing and all-purpose yardage.
Right 20. Good.
5-time Pro Bowler, 7th leading rusher in the history of the league. Adds 1 yard to that total. It'll be 2nd down and 9. And tonight is his 98th straight start. Since the merger in 1970, the longest consecutive start streak by running back Walter Payton's 170. You see the other 4 ahead of him on the list. Eddie George, 12 straight years he has led his team in rushing. If he does it again this year and leads the Colts, he'll match Emmitt Smith's all-time NFL record, 13 years in a row leading his team in rushing. Did it in San Francisco, and he's doing it year in and year out for Indy. Jack Doyle tackled on the far sideline by Derek Morgan, about 3 yards short of the first down.
That's a nice job by Brissett. He saw the overload blitz. You see number 35, Curtis Riley, coming off the right side of the screen. Brissett sees it, picks it up, and throws a hot. An RPO out to his right away from the blitz. Good recognition. And on this 3rd down, keep an eye on T.Y. Hilton. Hilton, number 13, led the NFL in receiving yardage a year ago, and they like him in these stack formations.
Robert Turbin, the 3rd down, back in there again. Titans rush 5, get around Brissett. Throws under duress on target. T.Y. Hilton, the first down inside the 25-yard line.
They put him in these bunch formations. It helps Hilton, who's not the biggest receiver, get a free release. He gets right off the ball. He runs up the field and beats Bryce McCain with ease. Another great throw by Brissett. Colts have done a nice job pass protecting. I thought Tennessee had the advantage, but this young offensive line has stepped up for their quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, and T.Y. Hilton continues to make big plays down the field. More confusion, and this will be another timeout. They burned 2 already on offense. Communication, a big problem with a young quarterback who just got here.
Saw the quarterback coach Brian Schottenheimer, who sends the plays in from the coordinator Rob Chudzinski. 6-3, 12.5 minutes to go until halftime here in Nashville. 7th play of the drive. Jacoby Brissett marched them down the field in their first possession. They kicked the field goal. Brissett shows that running ability. Turned like he might pitch it at the last instant. held on to it and got blasted by Kevin Byard and Avery Williamson.
I don't get this call. You're going to run a reverse pivot speed option with a quarterback, and you're going to let your quarterback take a hit on that right shoulder. You got to be kidding me. Andrew Luck is already standing over there coming off right shoulder surgery, and I'm just shocked that they're calling that play and exposing the right shoulder on an option play with a man that is irreplaceable at this point.
You got 7. Marlon Mack, the running back. Brissett throws over the middle, first down. Dante Moncrief ducks inside the 10-yard line. First and goal for Indianapolis. Rob Chudzinski calls the plays. In the past with Andrew Luck, he's just verbally spoken the plays, but with the wristband system, it's a process now for him, John, because he knows what he wants to call, but the plays are numbered. He has to find the number.
Yeah, so if you want to call 2 jet flanker drive, you got to go down the list and see where it is. It's number 33, or is it number 26? You got to look it over, and it takes a lot of rehearsal and time spent on task for him also.
One area where Jacoby Brissett told us he thinks he could most improve is in the red zone. They made an easy decision there for Jack Doyle. That's where he threw it, and Doyle did the rest. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
That's an inside zone read with a built-in pass play. And Brian Arakpo, an experienced defensive end, is unblocked. You're going to see Doyle come across, act like he's blocking him, and slip in the flat. Brissett is going to hand the ball to Gore and Reed or Arakpo. That's great design. And how about this young quarterback? You can run reverse pivot speed options, a drop back system. You can even run that play. This kid just got off the plane.
6 weeks ago, he arrived in Indianapolis knowing virtually none of his teammates. Obviously didn't know many of the coaches either. He had to learn a whole new system. But he has adapted beautifully. First touchdown of the night scored by the Colts, and they have the lead.
Welcome back to Nashville. Thanks to 2 of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. Colts and Patriots are bitter rivals, but Jacoby Brissett's ties to New England run deep. He was recruited to play in Florida by Charlie Weiss, former offensive coordinator for the Patriots. In fact, during the recruiting process, White put Brissett's mom on the phone with Tom Brady to help seal the deal. It was after Weiss left the Gators to go to Kansas that Brissett transferred to North Carolina State. Brissett has also been mentored by Bill Parcells since he was a teenager playing high school ball in Florida. And he calls the 16 months he spent in New England priceless. He says he and Tom Brady still keep in touch, and Brady's advice to him with his new team, keep pushing yourself, never get too comfortable. Sean?
He's an impressive young man, 7 for 10 tonight. I spoke with Bill Parcells today. He said Brissett as a person of character reminds him of Curtis Martin. If you've ever been around Bill Parcells and anybody else who coached Curtis Martin, guys like Al Groh, Curtis Martin is legendary as a human being. Great kickoff coverage by the inspired Colts. Adoree Jackson didn't even get outside the 5-yard line.
These Titans have to wake up. They've lost 11 straight games in this series. This ball shouldn't come out. You got to sense the hang time, stay in there, no blocking whatsoever. And remember, Mariota cannot run. He has not left the pocket tonight. And this Indianapolis defense with a lot to prove. They've had a lot of struggles. 32nd in the league in scoring defense. Knows it.
Well, that's last. They gave Jackson the 6-yard line. Got tackled back at the 4. And nothing doing on first down for Derrick Henry. Colts had 2 disastrous games on defense. They gave up 46 points in each of their road games at the Los Angeles Rams in week 1 and at Seattle in week 4. They played much better defense in the other game, kind of similar to Tennessee. They had that one, what they think was an aberration when they gave up 57 points at Houston in week 4. Have otherwise played pretty decent defense.
A lot of new faces out there. There's only a few players that were on this team playing out there in week 17 last year.
Derrick Henry surges ahead. And the Colts defensive numbers, the points allowed, artificially high. They have given up 4 returns for touchdowns, 3 interception returns and a fumble return. Really, that should go on the offense. So that 32 points is inflated a bit by the turnovers that were brought back by their opponents. Third down and 2. Marco Murray goes out into the pass pattern, wide open. And he's chopped out of bounds along the near side with a first down to the 25-yard line. Chopped down by Darius Butler.
Well, they make a lot of mistakes. And say it like it is. They blow too many coverages. They blow too many run fits. And Murray comes right out of the backfield. There's nobody there. First down, Tennessee. A lot of communication in this defense. Bostic, number 57, is the man that delivers it. They got to get on the same page better.
He's in his first year with Indianapolis. Missed all of last year while with Detroit. Foot injury. On target, Mariota. Rashard Matthews, their leading receiver for the season, with his first catch of the night. Good for 19 yards.
And they are peppering Mariota. This time it's Jabal Sheard coming off the right side. As soon as Mariota lets this ball go, down goes the quarterback. Simon has been there twice. Now it's Sheard. I bet they got a pretty good pass rush specialist coach down there somewhere on the sideline.
Hey, easy, go, rip, 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 rip.
18-yard gain. They've had 3 plays of 18 plus. Their longest gain last week in Miami was 17. Off the ricochet, Delaney Walker the catch. It was deflected by Jabal Sheard, wound up in the hands of Walker for a short gain for Tennessee.
Jabal Sheard being coached by that man, Robert Mathis, one of the great Colts of all time. He said, you know what, I want to stick around football. I want to help coach pass rush, hand usage, get off, effort. And one of the all-time great Indianapolis Colts laying down his legacy still today. I love seeing that.
123 career sacks for Mathis, the all-time franchise mark. Henry, burst of speed as he turned the corner, and he powers down for a first down. Antonio Morrison made the tackle for the Colts.
Well, I get excited watching teams run the rock. This man broke Herschel Walker's SEC single season rushing record in Alabama, and that's how you finish a run.
Yulee, Florida, small town. John mentioned the mark. That's in one season. 2,219 rushing yards, on his way to the Heisman Trophy. He's the all-time rushing leader at Alabama, just under 3,600 career yards. And 22 yards tonight on 7 carries. Quick hitter, Rashard Matthews to the 38-yard line, tackled by Rashawn Melvin.
Well, you run these one-step bullet slants, these run-pass options, you better put the ball away and protect yourself. One step, catch it, protect yourself. You see 44, Morrison. Morrison's interesting. He has struggled, I think, in coverage. But when he's right, he can run through you, and he almost hurt his own player there. This man will hit you, young linebacker out of Florida.
Taywan Taylor has the first down, following Taylor Lewan along the far sideline. And Tennessee on the move again with 6 minutes to go in the half.
That's Mr. Gadget. Don't forget number 13, Taywan Taylor, a rookie out of Western Kentucky. When he's in the game, watch the reverse, the jet sweep. A lot of deception with Taylor. One of 2 young, prolific college receivers that they added in the draft. Have not seen Corey Davis. He is still hurt, but Taylor can make some plays.
Davis, their first-round pick. Taylor in the 3rd round out of Western Kentucky, only about an hour from here in Nashville. In Bowling Green, that throw up for grabs and broken up. Taywan Taylor, the intended receiver, And Rashawn Melvin involved in the play again.
Mariota has not moved one time tonight. We said that at the top of the broadcast. If you look at his launching spot, on every throw, he has been behind the center. He has not gotten out of the pocket. Here's a quick throw to Walker. You see Mariota not moving around at all. He has been stationary in the pocket on every single throw. No bootlegs, no designed rollouts, purely in the pocket.
10th play of the drive started at their own 6. Henry again turning the corner. And he's down about 3 yards short of the marker. Antonio Morrison runs him down again.
So much conflict today in the NFL on these running plays. And you're playing defensive end and you're supposed to set the edge. A lot of times they don't even block you. They read you. And if you close, they hand it off. If you widen, they do something else. But you got to really be on your game as an edge player in pro football because these read schemes are here to stay.
Toss to Henry, same thing. Trying to follow Big Taylor Lewan. And he's short of the first down. Matthias Farley in his second year out of Notre Dame there to make the play. Crowd doesn't like the spot.
Well, it's 4th and a long 1, perhaps 2. You have this exotic smash mouth. Do you put your money where your mouth is? Or go to Mr. Automatic because suck up is good for 3.
This is the medical timeout for a player injury.
One of the Colts is being helped off the field. John, you mentioned it earlier. Indianapolis has won 11 straight head-to-head against the Titans. That matches the longest winning streak for one opponent over another in the NFL right now. Denver's beaten Cleveland the last 11 times they've played. Psychologically, is that a factor for either team?
Well, a lot of these players weren't part of that, so I don't think so. The reality is the Titans have lost 2 straight. They're playing at home. I think they have a better team. They have their quarterback. The other team has a guy that just got here. And they were the trendy team, I think, to win the AFC South. But it's time for them to show up and show America that these Tennessee Titans are to be remembered. And on 4th down and a long 1, will they snap the ball or will they use a no snap, no play and try to lure the Colts offside, which they've already done once?
Lined up as if they are going to go for it. And perhaps now they won't. Tennessee uses its first timeout, 2 remaining for the Titans. College football comes your way Saturday night on ABC. Huge game from Happy Valley. Penn State now number 2 in the country, led by the Heisman hopeful, probably the leading contender for that award right now, the running back Saquon Barkley. If you haven't seen him play, you want to. They'll be hosting number 19 Michigan. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern on ABC. You can also stream it live on the ESPN app. So after the timeout, Mike Mularkey sends Suckup back up for his 3rd attempt of the night. He's 2 for 2. NFL record 48 straight made from inside of 50 yards, and here's another. Suckup says he doesn't think about the streak of the numbers. He just keeps going out there and has expanded to support the fight against all forms of cancer. Learn more at NFL.com/crucialcatch. And ESPN is proud to partner with the V Foundation, which has funded more than $7.4 million for cancer research here in the state of Tennessee and also in the home of the Colts, the city of Indianapolis. 5 possessions in the game between these two teams and 5 scores, 3 field goals for the Tennessee Titans, a field goal and a touchdown for the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts will start from the 25 this time on the touchback. 7 out of 10 so far for Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, he's played well. He showed he could throw the quick game and accurate. Throw a beautiful touchdown pass. It was dropped by Moncrief. Came back. Didn't let it fester. Hung in there, threw a bullet to T.Y. Hilton. Then on a touchdown pass, he read it perfectly, and he burned Brian Arakpo. This is amazing to me. This is not basketball or baseball where you trade for some guy and you bring him in and you say, hey, go out there and hit third in the lineup. Go out here and you play the point guard. This guy's got to learn all these plays, meet all these teammates and coaches, and perform a very difficult task.
He was a point guard in high school and an excellent point guard. Hands it off to Frank Gore. Boy, he ran a long way before he was touched by anyone. Denoris Searcy finally made the tackle, but it's a first down for the Colts, a run of 12.
This is a great run by Gore. He's going to press it and cut it back. Great vision. That's good blocking up front. Joe Haig at right tackle. LaRaven Clark, a first-time starter at right guard, escorting Gore, hopefully, to the Hall of Fame. What a pro player.
Still getting plenty of work at 34, as you saw, averaging 15 carries per game. He dances ahead for about a yard. Austin Johnson made the tackle, backup defensive lineman, second-round pick out of Penn State 2 years ago. They're waiting for him to become more of a factor.
I keep waiting for this Titan defense to confuse the young quarterback. Dick LeBeau, the defensive coordinator, searching for answers.
Marlon Mack came in at running back. He went in motion wide to the left, the bottom of your screen. Brissett got it off, and the catch made in traffic by Kamar Aiken, who swung down short of the first down by Kevin Byard. It'll be a big 3rd down and 2 now for Indianapolis as we approach the 2-minute warning.
And here comes the veteran Robert Turbin. He's their short yardage back. He's 7 for 7 this year in short yardage situations. This might be a little bit out of his range. But the Titans have not been close to Brissett tonight. Eric Walden, the ex-Indianapolis Colt, has just checked in. He'll be at the bottom of the screen. He had 11 sacks as a Colt last year, and nobody knows Costanzo as well as he does.
Play clock at 3. Brissett had time, has the first down. Out to midfield goes Robert Turbin. Such a big part of their success on 3rd down and short.
I love the way they use these backs. Gore, Mack, and Turbin in short yardage situations, and Tennessee can't stop Indianapolis.
2-minute warning. Monday Night Football from Nashville. The line that's really struggled in recent years has played very well against this Tennessee defense.
Yeah, I mean, look at left tackle Anthony Costanzo, number 74. He jumps Eric Walden. It's good protection, and Brissett has a chance to survey the defense and get to his check down. And defensive coordinator Dick LeBeau, who has taken great pride in confusing quarterbacks with multiple looks and disguises. He determines your protection, and then he busts it. He has not found the code yet with this Colt offense. And you got to credit Joe Philbin, the offensive line coach of the Colts. They have had more turnover and change in that huddle than any group in football. And here they are, first down at midfield, 2 minutes to go.
Hard to find the right combinations up front. Ryan Kelly was a big prospect out of Alabama, won the Remington Award as the best center in college football. 1st and 10 from midfield. Turbin weaved his way ahead for about 5. 1 timeout left for Indianapolis, but plenty of time with 1:50 to go, and they're across midfield.
And keep an eye on young Jacoby Brissett. Can he handle the 2-minute drill? They've already burned a couple timeouts.
Again, very well protected, and another strike to Dante Moncrief for a first down to the 33-yard line.
This is like 7-on-7. He drops back to pass. There is not a Tennessee Titan near Brissett. He'll complete every one of these. I am shocked at the lack of a pass rush. Tennessee struggled coming in here to get home with sacks In Indianapolis, no sacks allowed. They've already averaged 6.8 yards per carry. They have owned the first half.
Andrew Luck was sacked 41 times last year. Screen, Turbin inside the 30, stopped short of the first down. Carl Klug, backup defensive lineman out of Iowa, made the tackle.
Watch Brissett communicating in a no-huddle situation. Verbally, non-verbally.
Seven-yard gain. Turbin remains in the game. Four-man rush, no pressure. Doyle the catch. Doyle the first down inside the 16-yard line.
Coach Pagano, he's got to be stunned with the thorough execution of his young quarterback and his offense so far tonight.
I think what's increasingly apparent with each week, there's no need to rush Andrew Luck back. Brissett throws incomplete. Intended for T.Y. Hilton. Flag on the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 93, defense. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
It's Eric Walden, the ex-Indianapolis Colt. Ball's out of Brissett's hand, and
yeah, that's quite late.
That's really bad football. I'm having a hard time understanding this Tennessee defense, Sean. They looked great when they beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville. Then they looked horrible when they lost to Houston. Then they looked good last week against Miami, and back tonight they're not playing well again, and that's a ridiculous penalty given the situation.
In Miami, even though the Dolphins beat the Titans last week, Miami had 178 total yards in the game, fewest by a Titan opponent since 2010. Brissett's hit 9 passes in a row. Scrambling on the run to the sideline and out of bounds. Might have picked up a yard or two in the process. 28 seconds to go and a timeout left for Indy.
You see the speed. He has 3 rushing touchdowns. And Brian Schottenheimer, the quarterback coach, has done an excellent job. But look at Arakpo 98. He loses contain, and you see the acceleration of Brissett. Remember, he has not done well as a red zone passer. I know he threw a touchdown the last time he was down here, but for a young quarterback in a new offense, when the field shrinks, this is where it gets the most difficult.
He threw a very bad interception in the red zone in that game against San Francisco last week. He throws that away over the head of Dante Moncrief. Third down and goal with 24 seconds to go in the half.
Everything happens so fast in the red zone, and defenses change here. Your offensive playbook changes. What play will Chudzinski, the offensive coordinator, call on the wristband? A field goal is huge. You want to get something before the break.
Well blocked again. Brissett in the general direction of T.Y. Hilton, who is covered by Adoree Jackson.
That's 2 really good coverage downs by Adoree Jackson. And he's doing it against one of the top receivers in the NFL. Number 25, man-to-man coverage. Plays that route beautifully. He ran that route for T.Y. Hilton.
There's Adam Vinatieri in his 12th season with Indianapolis.
44 years old.
Unbelievable. After 10 years with New England, he's the only player in the history of the league to play 10-plus seasons with 2 different teams. And that field goal is good from 25. So he's 2 for 2 tonight. And he might play forever. We saw him last night. He's still in great shape. Works very hard with the diet and exercise. Always been an excellent athlete. I think Patriot fans will remember when he ran down Herschel Walker of the Cowboys on the kickoff return early in Adams' career. It's a Hall of Fame resume. We mentioned the 10-plus years with 2 different teams. The only player to do that. Second in field goals made in the league, and creeping up on the great Morton Anderson, who just went into the Hall of Fame. 5th all-time in games played. And I hesitate to bring up those bottom things because he said the most memorable catch of his career was the one he made in the snow against you and your Raiders in the playoffs in the old Foxborough Stadium.
I can't tell you how I don't like Adam Vinatieri. This man, he takes great pride when he goes out there to kick a game winner. He takes great pride in saying goodbye to the opposing team. He wants to be the reason that they win. He wants to be the reason that they lose. He loves the pressure.
Coming up with the Toyota halftime first half analysis, Susie with Charles, Matthew, and Randy. And then conversation with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. The NBA gets started Wednesday night. That'll be with our Rachel Nichols. Adam Vinatieri, 2 game-winning kicks in the Super Bowl. He said he just tries to not think about what the kicks mean. He said they were all pressure kicks. Every time you run out there, you're only out there a couple times a game. They're all pressure kicks. He says I just try to treat them all the same. I don't think about the consequences.
It's kind of like you on those 3-foot putts.
Yeah, he's made a lot more field goals than I make those 3-foot putts. They've gone up and down the field here in the first half. And the score is the Colts 13 and the Titans 9. The Colts will get the ball to start the second half. We'll join Susie and the crew for the Toyota halftime in 30 seconds.
The all-new 2018 Camry. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome to the Toyota halftime. The Monday Night Football debuts for 2 young quarterbacks here with Randy, Matt, and Charles. So let's start with Marcus Mariota, working his way back from the strained hamstring and clearly not 100%.
Not 100%, but he's giving them what they got, and you can tell with the game plan how they're calling this game. A lot of 8-man protections. That's how they're getting their shots downfield. Hard play action. You saw early on the pass to Decker. It was a 20-something yard gain. Caught the Colts in a zone defense. They've been playing a lot of man, daring them to run. Here we go again, an 8-man protection. Guys are checking their way out, chipping their way out. That's how they're going to get their chunk plays. He's done a nice job so far.
I like what I'm seeing out of this young man. He had to come back off a hamstring injury back you just talked about, them protecting him. But you said earlier in the countdown they had 3 quarterbacks. He's standing in the pocket to throw those balls down the field, but the one thing that I'm excited to see in Marcus Mariota, he's out here and trying to will his team to victory.
And how about Jacoby Brissett making just his 5th start? He calls himself a work in progress, but he looks pretty comfortable.
I think he looks great. He had the drop touchdown pass. He threw a touchdown pass. And quite honestly, running this 2-minute offense, I mean, that's the last thing you learn as an NFL quarterback when you're learning the offense. And he's run everything to perfection so far. No turnovers, throwing the ball downfield. Very impressive.
Yeah, really playing good football. Like you said, he had the drop pass early by Brian Creevy, which would have put a touchdown on the board. But what also helps him out is a running game. Marlon Mack and also Frank Gore, the way they've been able to run the ball effectively between the tackles, making people miss. I talked about earlier in pregame how the Titans team is not very good at making tackles, allowing people to get yards after contact or after a catch. So with this running game and Jacoby playing the way that he's playing, I'm looking at the Indianapolis Colts to come out with the victory.
And it's a great point. I mean, Frank Gore's carrying the workload, but these other guys are getting carries. Yeah. They're almost at 70 yards rushing in the first half. That's not typically how the Colts do it.
So it's only a 4-point game. What's really interesting is that neither one of these teams has been very good at finishing. Let's see who puts the stamp on week 6. In the meantime, the NBA season just about to kick off. Here's Scott Van Pelt.
Susie, thank you very much. It does indeed. And the Boston Celtics make just one trip to Cleveland all year. It's on opening night. A conversation on the way with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade back together again. A wide range of topics on the menu, including what Kyrie can expect in that visit back.
This halftime is presented by Toyota.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Are you ready for some football? Some Monday Night Glory. The teams are set. Let's finish this story. Yeah. The Colts and the Titans are ready. That's right. All my riding friends are back on Monday night.
Fun to be in Hank Williams Jr.'s neighborhood, Nashville, Tennessee, where the Colts lead the Titans 13-9 as we head for the second half. Quarterback's impressive, particularly Jacoby Brissett, who completed 12 out of 17 for 119 yards. Teams really went up and down the field. The score doesn't really reflect it, but there wasn't a punt in the first half by either team. It's the first game in the NFL this year that there was not a punt by either team in the first half. And that's a far cry from last week when Tennessee punted 10 times in the game at Miami. Time for tonight's Dunkin' Donuts field pass. And, John, a lot to like about Jacoby Brissett in the first half tonight.
Boy, I'll say. I mean, this guy's a good young quarterback. Accurate. Put the ball right on the money so your receiver can protect himself and make something happen after the catch. Conflict. Look at him looking at Arakpo. He closes, he keeps it, and he throws it for a touchdown at Jack Doyle. He's seeing the field. He's got great protection by this offensive line. He scans the field, gets the turban for a huge first down, and the man has been in Indianapolis for 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and he is earning a lot of people's respect on his team and around the country with what he's been able to do after being traded here from New England.
Having spent time in New England, he's certainly familiar with Dunkin' Donuts.
So am I.
Yes, love Dunkin' Donuts. Quan Bray takes the knee. So Brissett will start from the 25-yard line. 12 out of 17. At one point in the half, he completed 9 in a row. That is the longest completion streak in his career. He had a touchdown pass dropped early in the game by Dante Moncrief. Dwyer High School, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Palm Beach County large classification player of the year in football and basketball. He was a point guard in high school, said basketball was his first love, but his coaches convinced him that he had a brighter future in football, and they were right. Frank Gore carries for 4 yards. His high school coach, by the way, is a gentleman named Jack Daniels. And that's how Bill Parcells got to know Jacoby Brissett when he was 15 years old. He's friends with Coach Daniels and has become a mentor. Jacoby started to say yesterday that Bill's like a grandfather to him, and then he amended that to say he's really just become a great friend.
What a friend to have. And Bill Parcells, one of the best in football. Great source of knowledge for sure.
Coach Parcells was saying it was a terrific team. Tommy Lee Lewis on that high school team. Nick O'Leary started tight end at Florida State. Also there.
Boy. Dory Jackson's had a nice outing tonight, the young corner out of USC. And here we are on 3rd down and long. This is a team, Indianapolis, who led the Seattle Seahawks at halftime on the road in Seattle. They came out to start the third quarter. Everything unraveled. Dick LeBeau, veteran coach, has had time to make some adjustments. Can Tennessee muster a pass rush tonight or not?
Neither team had a sack in the first half, and Tennessee got very little pressure on Brissett against the line that's really struggled in recent years. That one almost intercepted. Thrown over the middle, and Logan Ryan, Brissett's former New England teammate, almost picked him off.
It's pressure. You got to start getting to this guy with pressure. It's Derek Morgan, number 91. He's going to come on an inside stunt. Right side of your screen. Important 3 and out.
Here's the first punt of the game from Rigoberto Sanchez. California native. Hunted a couple of years at the University of Hawaii. That's a bomb. And it bounces between Eric Weems and Adoree Jackson. Weems brings it back across the 25-yard line. Matthias Farley finally got him down. 57-yard punt. Mariota grew up dreaming about playing on Monday Night Football. His football journey started in Honolulu, his hometown, St. Louis High School. Led them to a state title his only year as the starting quarterback. It was on to Oregon, where he set Pac-12 records in total offense and total touchdowns. More than 13,000 yards of total offense. 2014, he became the first Oregon Duck, first Hawaii native to win the Heisman Trophy. And in 2015, the second overall pick in the draft. Selected behind Jameis Winston, the Florida State quarterback who went to Tampa Bay. Of course, John, he grew up, as he told us, watching Monday afternoon football, because in Hawaii it comes on in the middle of the afternoon, but sometimes he'd catch it after school, but they would replay it at around 7:30 at night for those who were getting home from work or school and didn't catch it live. Impressive young man.
Yes, he is. Quiet. Well, what a great leader in face of the franchise.
Starts from under center, and his pass is intercepted, snatched out of the air by John Simon, and he scores! A defensive touchdown for the Indianapolis Colts on the first play from scrimmage of the second half for Tennessee.
You throw the quick game, your offensive lineman has to be aggressive and knock people's hands down. And John Simon read the quick game. Not only bats this ball down, he intercepts it. But DeMarco Murray's got to be aggressive and go attack Simon. And the ex-Ohio State Buckeye, who came here from the Houston Texans, makes a huge play.
First career touchdown for John Simon in his first year with the Colts. It's also his first career interception, and the extra point from Vinatieri is off the left upright. And no good. Surprising development there. Vinatieri cannot convert the extra point.
Limited as far as his ability to move around because of the hamstring injury, and we saw that in the first half. Mike Mularkey told me Mariota is doing exactly what they hoped he would do. He hasn't had to get out of the pocket, which is what they told him to do. Sit in there if you have to, take a sack if you have to. Sean?
A lot of season ahead of them in a very competitive division. They don't want him to injure that hamstring even more than it already is.
Well, he's going to have to start making some plays in the pocket because the Colts came to play.
Adoree Jackson takes the knee off the kickoff from Rigoberto Sanchez.
Let me show you something about quick protection. When you're a running back, you have to attack the outside thigh board of the outside backer and knock him down, knock his hands down. And watch Murray fail to do that. He's got to run through Simon's outside thigh board, or Simon has a chance to play the ball. On these quick, aggressive passes, your backs have to cheat up and attack their man. Not good enough by Murray, and I've seen him be much better than that.
Mariota goes under center. DeMarco Murray lowers his head and into the Matthias Farley.
Matthias Farley. Matthias Farley is undrafted, Sean, out of Notre Dame. Melvin, number 30, is undrafted out of Northern Illinois. And those are the only two men in the secondary that have started every game for this Colts secondary. Two grinders that I love to watch. And they look like they have no intent on giving up these positions.
Farley was really just a special teams player exclusively last year. He's become their starting safety in his second year, waived by Arizona a year ago. Melvin, his sixth stop in 5 years in the league. Murray stacked up, bounced off the pile, and then got rejected again for no gain.
It's Indianapolis defense gaining confidence, and I hear some boos out here. Jonathan Hankins, the ex-New York Giant, number 95. Always been a good run stuffer. You see him separate. Hankins can keep his linebackers clean. He can occupy one man, two men. They've gotten younger up front and better.
Big money deal to bring Hankins over from the Giants. 3 years, $27 million. On third down, Mariota on target. First down to Eric Decker.
You're going to get
one with the flag now down, face to face with Jabal Sheard.
Well, Pierre Desir comes off the corner. It's going to be a late hit. He was clean right in Mariota's face. I'll be shocked if they don't get Desir for the penalty.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 93, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
They get Jabal Sheard. Watch Desir 35, unblocked. They call it on Sheard, who looks like he's just trying to get out of the way. I thought they got Desir, but Luan was blocking Sheard into the play. I don't think there was anything intentional whatsoever.
I think what hurt Sheard there was extending his arms and shoving him down. He just bumped into him. He probably would have been all right. Looks like Sheard and Luan have settled their differences for the moment. Luan can be very emotional. We've seen that back to his days at the University of Michigan. One of the best tackles in the league for sure. Plenty of time for Mariota. DeMarco Murray looked like he was waiting for the chance to squat at John Bostic. He has a first down to the Indianapolis 35.
These linebackers for the Colts have struggled in pass coverage. You see Murray leak out of the backfield. Bostic slips and off goes Murray. And Murray's struggling with his own hamstring problem. Usually he's off and running. You got to check on him. I think he is hurting.
Off the field again. Derrick Henry's back in there. He gets the call and gets repelled after a gain of a yard. Ball sheared in there. Free agent signee over from New England, where he's a member of their Super Bowl championship team last year.
It's an entire new cast. I watched the Colts play their game in Week 17 a year ago, and there's only 3 starters left. And in the secondary is just Vontae Davis. They have made mistakes learning this sophisticated Chuck Pagano defense, but it's been a work in progress, and they've made progress tonight.
Mariota gave it off to Henry. Trying to reverse his field, ran into some of his own teammates. Still got it to the 30. And if you're the Colts, are you going for that fake at all? I mean, you have to pretty much know by now Mariota's not going to keep that, right?
Well, you would think so, but they've been burned by Mariota in the past. They probably are a little bit shy about totally avoiding him. Taiwan Taylor has checked into the game, number 13. He is a gimmick receiver. He's at the top of the screen, number 13. Look for the jet sweep, some kind of motion.
They are in field goal range. And the field goal would get them back within 1 score. The quick pop incomplete, intended for Eric Decker and deflected away by Rashaan Melvin.
Melvin's played well tonight. Taylor tried to run interference on this quick inside breaking route, and Melvin, who had 2 interceptions, got the game ball for the win against Cleveland in tight coverage versus Decker.
So here's Suckup, who has all of the Tennessee points tonight. 3 for 3 on field goals. This one is a 48-yarder. If he makes it, it would be an even 50 in a row from inside of 50. And an anxious moment there. It looked like one of your elegant tee shots. Little baby draw down the right and hook it right back down the middle.
What a kicker.
Last season, Philadelphia made a playoff appearance. That's going to be a lot of fun. I know you agonize because it's your brother's team and you love your brother and it's tough to watch, but that's a big game. Top 2 teams in the NFC East right now.
Well, I really don't agonize. I really get excited about Eagles versus Redskins. I used to coach in Philadelphia, and what a rivalry that has been. The place will be rocking too, man.
It sure will.
Monday Night Football in Philly. I love it.
Are you surprised by the Eagles' 5-1 start?
Not really. I'm not surprised by anything anymore. I think this whole NFL is anybody's to take right now. I don't see anybody, even though they're 5-1, that's clearly better than anybody else. I think yesterday proved that again.
And the playing field got leveled even more, unfortunately, with the injury to Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. Quan Bray stumbled as he crossed the 10-yard line, and Jacoby Brissett and the Colts will have to start from the 12, leading by 7. And Brissett 12 out of 19 for 119 and a touchdown.
And Wesley Woodyard, the captain of the Titans, trying to get this crowd in the game. They forced a 3-and-out the last time. The veteran middle linebacker, been a captain 15 years in a row. Believe it or not, 6 years in Denver. He was voted team captain, 4 here in Tennessee, and all 4 years at Kentucky, and a year at LaGrange High School. Time for him to make a play.
Design roll for Brissett, and the ball dropped by Marlon Mack, the rookie running back out of the University of South Florida.
This is where you want to be. You want to get Brissett and this offensive line, although they have played well in the first half. You want to get them behind in the chains. 2nd and long, a predictable passing situation. Offensive coordinator Rob Chudzinski, one of the best screen coaches in football. They have run a lot of different screens, play action screens, screens to the tight end. Keep an eye on that if you're the Titan defense.
Frank Gore powering ahead. Ran into Avery Williamson. They'll give him the 17-yard line. Here comes 3rd down and 5 for the Colts.
3rd and 5, and in checks a veteran, Turbin. Robert Turbin, been around the league. Seattle, Dallas, Cleveland. Found a niche here as a short yardage goal line 3rd down specialist. Got to be ready for a blitz. Dick LeBeau and the Titans blitz as much as anyone in the league.
After completing 9 in a row, Jacoby Brissett has missed on his last 5. They're all standing up on the front for Tennessee, which rushed 5, and that pass is dropped into the breadbasket of Jack Doyle, but he couldn't hang on. Jayon Brown, the rookie out of UCLA, there for the Titans.
Speed on the field. Speed pass rushers and speedy linebackers in coverage. And Jack Doyle, who missed last week's game with a concussion, rejected by the rookie. Nice work.
Here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Eric Weems and Adoree Jackson both back deep again. This one is short. Ended up pretty well for Sanchez. They're going to mark the ball at the 34-yard line. GMC. A couple of the all-time pros in that picture. Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison. Monday Night Football, October 17, 2005. Manning to Harrison for a 6-yard fourth-quarter touchdown and a victory over the Rams. Their 86th connection for a touchdown, which broke the NFL record for quarterback-receiver combination that had been held by Steve Young and Jerry Rice. They wound up with 112 career touchdowns. Manning to Harrison, that's still the NFL record. Tennessee ball down by 7, and on 1st down, Derrick Henry made his way to the 40, a gain of 6.
I've been so excited to come and see this offensive line and this smash mouth running game. So far, hasn't been impressive. Just 59 yards rushing. I'd like to see these men take over the football game. Lewan at left tackle's a Pro Bowler. Jack Conklin at right tackle, all pro a year ago. Ben Jones at center. Quentin Spain at left guard and Josh Klein at right guard. Their time is right now.
Out of the gun, Marcus Mariota. Forced the move one of the few times tonight, and he throws it away. And that's one of the first times we've really seen him try to run and clearly not moving anywhere near as well as he usually does.
Well, this is just a man playing with a flat tire. This is not the Marcus Mariota we know. Very limited in the pocket. No bootlegs, no rollouts, no scramble plays, no designed runs or read options. They're going to have to get it done in the pocket, and this offensive line is going to have to really step up in pass protection if they're going to win tonight.
Big part of their playbook goes by the wayside. No design runs for him tonight. He throws down the sideline and broken up. The star of the night on that defense, Rashawn Melvin.
Rashawn Melvin, he's been cut by New England and Tampa and Baltimore. He finds a home here. Here he is against the rookie, Taywan Taylor, and there's just nothing there. That's a great job sticking that arm out late. When he saw the rookie reach for the ball, he plugged it away beautifully. That's how it's done, textbook work by Melvin.
Yeah, he's a grinder. Walk on at Northern Illinois. Waited 2 years before he got a scholarship there. And then you just said, John, how many times he's been let go. And he continues to catch on. The Colts grabbed him a couple of years ago, really just because they needed a body. And he's worked his way into being a very important player. 44-yard punt by Brett Kern. Looking at Jarrell Casey, 7th year in the NFL, all with the Titans, very active in the community here in Nashville. He was the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award nominee for the Titans. That award presented by Nationwide recognizes NFL players for their excellence on and off the field. With his wife Ryan, they established the Casey Fund, helping to fund a number of important causes here in the Nashville area and elsewhere. He's particularly passionate about Project Return, a program that is designed to help those incarcerated as they are released from prison transition back into society. He has a brother, Jeray, who's currently incarcerated in California. He hopes to be able to help his brother someday when he is released from prison. He hasn't done much on defense. We've hardly called his name tonight.
No. Just signed a 4-year, $60 million deal, and he has matchups that I like in this game. But third-round pick, he was brought here to be a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the guard. He's transferred his game to fit the 3-4. He's been to the Pro Bowl a couple times. He's been durable and healthy. But he's going up against 2 inexperienced guards. Unovich at left guard and LaRaven Clark at right guard. Those are matchups I expected him to win.
You saw just 1 tackle tonight. Frank Gore got 3 yards on first down. Brissett comfortable in that pocket all night long. Doyle had trouble on the catch, then lost the football on the tackle by Avery Williamson. Jack Doyle juggled the catch, gathered it in, and then lost the football. And the Titans think they have it in. They do.
Boy, another mistake by Jack Doyle. He's had a hard time catching the football. Here he has a hard time securing it. And Avery Williamson with a beautiful strip. And the Titans recovering.
Looked like Wesley Woodyard, the Gruden grinder, pregame recovered the fumble.
Boy, Jack Doyle was the number 3 tight end behind Fleener and Dwayne Allen. Then he became the number 2 tight end. And when they let Dwayne Allen walk to New England, they're counting on him to be the number 1 guy. He hasn't played up to it yet this year.
Second lost fumble of the season for Jack Doyle. Had one in their win against Cleveland.
How about that right there? Jacoby Brissett.
He's taking the leadership role very quickly. Wide receiver screen. Rashard Matthews leaps over a tackler and grabs his head. Couldn't believe he didn't stay in bounds. Might have been a touchdown. They'll settle for 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. He went leaping over Malik Hooker on the way.
A lot of these quick screens, the receiver gets a lot of credit, but when you have an athletic left tackle like Taylor Lewan, he can make stuff happen on the perimeter. How about that adjustment at full speed against John Bostic? Lewan can break down, redirect, and locate on the move as good as any left tackle in football, and that's a huge, huge pickup.
1st and goal from the 4. Henry bounced outside. Henry lunging inside the 2-yard line. Tackled around the legs by Vontae Davis, the 9th-year corner out of Illinois.
When you watch Indianapolis play defense in the tight red zone, they bring the house. They'll bring everybody. And when you do that, obviously you play man-to-man coverage. Vontae Davis at the bottom of the screen against Decker. Hairston and Melvin, here they come.
Delaney Walker in trouble. And down back at the 5-yard line. John Simon and John Bostic, a couple of first-year Colts over via free agency, combined on a big play.
When you have backs like this, DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry, why would you run a gimmick play and hand a jet sweep to Delaney Walker? That worked against Jacksonville a few weeks ago, but Indianapolis saw that play. They didn't go for it.
Third and goal from the 5. Marcus Mariota back of the end zone for Walker. Incomplete. That takeaway for Tennessee was their 7th of the season. They have now not scored a touchdown on any drive following their 7 takeaways. They're the only team in the league that hasn't scored at least 1 touchdown after a takeaway this year.
Well, this was a #1 red zone offense a year ago with the healthy Marcus Mariota. They play 12-man football. They use the quarterback's legs. And, boy, tonight, their play selection and their execution, just not good enough.
There's Ryan Suckup with his 5th field goal of the night. This one from 23 yards. That's 51 straight that he's made from inside of 50 yards, extending his NFL record. And Taylor Lewan, as we mentioned, about as emotional guy as you will find on a football field anywhere, upset that they couldn't get that in the end zone.
This Taylor Lewan, I can't tell you how much fun I enjoyed watching that night practice the other night. These offensive linemen, they break the huddle with genuine enthusiasm. Ben Jones is the man that runs the show, and they run, they finish in the end zone. There's a lot of enthusiasm, and they're not happy with their goal-to-goal play selection there. You're right, Sean.
They practiced Saturday night just to get acclimated to being on the football field at night. That's the first team I've seen do that in the 2 seasons that I've been with you. Most of the teams continue to practice during the day, but Mike Mularkey wanted them out there around the same time they'd be playing.
A lot of upset Titans on that sideline. 1st and goal in tight. You got the smash mouth running game and tried to out-trick them.
Ryan Suckup's kickoff about 3 yards deep in the end zone. Quan Bray stopped at the 20-yard line by Nate Palmer. Coming up on SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt after the game, the GMC post-game report from this one. A conversation with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. The one big thing, the big changes as the NBA tips off. All coming up on SportsCenter at night with SVP. Four and a half minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Indianapolis leading by 4. Colts ball from their own 20. After the play fake to Marlon Mack, Jacoby Brissett will run and slide down underneath the head. He's down. The ball came out, but he was down as he avoided Eric Walden.
Sliding feet first, a wise decision by Brissett. He's down. That's a good call. Important that the Indianapolis Colts make a 1st down. They have been shut out here in the 3rd quarter. They got to keep their offense on the field to get back into rhythm. Brissett has struggled.
And there's 6 points in the quarter, but those were scored by the defense. John Simons, interception return for a touchdown. Brissett under duress for one of the few times tonight. Managed to get it away. Took a heavy hit back at the 10-yard line.
Boy, did he take a hit. Wesley Woodyard punishes Brissett. Number 59. Tennessee's onto something. They've come out of the locker room to start the third quarter, made some adjustments. And T.Y. Hilton, their go-to receiver, has been shut down with the exception of one catch tonight.
The Colts spread the field on 3rd down and 6. Look out, Brissett throws too far in front of Robert Turbin. And this crowd fully engaged for one of the few times tonight.
A lot of different looks. Tennessee's going to get great field position again.
Rigoberto Sanchez to punt for the 3rd time. Dory Jackson and Eric Weems standing back near their own 30. Punted in the direction of Weems. And he's tackled immediately. Very well covered by Indianapolis. Kenny Moore, the first man there. There is a flag down. Very few flags in this game. Only 4 penalties enforced. This crew for Walt Anderson entered the night having called the most penalties of any crew in the league, more than 20 per game.
They keep stats on everything now.
They do.
That'd be my fantasy officiating group.
It's a personal foul against the Titans. 53-yard punt, just 2 on the return. And they'll move Mike Mularkey's team back. Fine player, University of Florida. And Mike played 9 years as a tight end in the NFL for Minnesota and Pittsburgh before embarking on his coaching career.
I'm trying to determine what these men are deciding here.
Who can point the most? They're trying to figure out where the ball should be.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the receiving team. During the kick, holding number 53 of the receiving team, that penalty is declined. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 89 of the receiving team. That penalty is accepted half the distance to the goal. First down.
These
Darren
special
Bates and Philip Supernall.
These special teams penalties, Coach Mularkey told us they are driving them crazy. They have committed so many penalties on special teams. It's ridiculous. There they just committed 2 of them, and look where they start this drive after the punt. Not good.
Now you mentioned the stats kept for everything. When they compute the flags thrown, the penalties called by this crew, does that count as 2? We'll have to ask.
I don't know.
Alex Stern of the Elias Sports Bureau is in the truck. We'll have to find out.
I'd like to play some football here tonight at some point.
Well, we'll resume shortly. In theory, at least. Looks like the ball will be at the 13-yard line. 4-point lead for Indianapolis. Adam Vinatieri did miss an extra point after their touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. Just the 15th extra point he's missed in 810 career attempts. 2nd this year. Play fake for Marcus Mariota. He's looking deep and slings it deep for Eric Decker, and a first down as he runs out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line.
John Simon getting close to the quarterback again. Mariota went down hard again. Play action pass. Well done. 2nd big catch tonight for Decker. And Simon, the ex-Ohio State Buckeye, going after Luan, the ex-Michigan Wolverine.
21-yard completion. Mariota playing with an injured left hamstring that kept him out of the last game and a half. Has not been sacked tonight. Throws quickly again for Decker, who fights his way to the 41-yard line. Another tackle for Rashawn Melvin.
Those are 2 really good throws by Mariota. He hung in there, got hit on the first one. That one an awkward quick release, but he's going to have to get it done in the pocket tonight. Not going to see him scrambling. The running game has really been, for the most part, ineffective. Can Marcus Mariota do something he really hasn't done his entire career, function without scrambling and moving around?
Taywan Taylor went in motion and set in the backfield. DeMarco Murray, the first down. And out to the 48-yard line, wrapped up by John Simon.
This is why he's a great back. He can make some of the best 4, 5, and 6-yard runs you will see. Powerful, vision, and balance. This is an excellent job keeping a motor running in traffic for a huge first down. Play action is where Mariota has been the most effective. I'd shoot one right here on first down off of play action.
Derrick Henry now the running back. There's the play fake. And a long throw, and it is incomplete. Delaney Walker trying to track it. There is a flag down.
Took a shot.
Holding number 60, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
You get Ben Jones the center. You feel that shot play coming. And Delaney Walker, what a story he is, Sean. All those years in San Francisco as a special teams player. He comes here, he's gone over 5,000 yards receiving. You see Jones, number 60. I didn't see much there. I wish some of these holding calls would call themselves, or they'd be more obvious to get the flag. I've seen a lot of holding calls so far this year that are on the fringe.
Walker had it go off his hands and incomplete. For the penalty, it's 1st and 20. DeMarco Murray lined up out wide after the play fake caught the pass. He's to the 43-yard line. And we're under a minute and a half to go in the third quarter with Indianapolis leading by 4.
That Henry Anderson, it's good to see him healthy. He had a great rookie year out of Stanford, really struggled a year ago, and that time he showed his effort, athleticism, running down that quick screen.
Seven out of 8 on play action is Mariota. This time the direct snap over the middle, caught short of the first down. Jonnu Smith, the impressive rookie out of Florida International, their 3rd-round pick this year, with the catch, his 9th of the season, good for 10 yards.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith is like a young Delaney Walker, more the receiving type. Remember, Delaney Walker played wide receiver in college, learned how to be a tight end, and that's what Jonnu Smith is doing here in Nashville, and he's got a chance to learn under Delaney Walker. What a role model that is.
Walker was a wide receiver at Central Missouri. Special teams players, John said, became a tight end in San Francisco. Eric Decker lunging for the first down marker, didn't get there. Good effort. Nate Hairston, the tackler, a rookie out of Temple, a 5th-round draft pick.
Going to set up a big 4th and 1 when we return. What will Mike Mularkey do at crunch time?
Mularkey, his team down by 4, and the Titans are going to go for it on 4th down and about a foot at the Colts 43.
I don't think there'll be anything tricky here. They've got an extra offensive tackle playing tight end. Dennis Kelly checked in. 45 at fullback, Jalston Fowler. And remember, Mariota can't scramble. He can't run bootlegs. The man is having a hard time moving at all. I expect nothing fancy here after they tried a little trickery on the goal line earlier. Go to your best back, your best play behind your best blocker. And if you want to end this dubious streak of 11 straight losses to your arch rival, here's a great time to prove it.
Division rivals, they play each other twice every year. And Tennessee hasn't defeated Indianapolis since October of 2011. 11 straight losses to the Colts. 4th down and 1. Derrick Henry, the running back, with the fullback Fowler offset. Mariota keeps first down.
They use an unbalanced line. They use motion. Everybody's thinking it's going to be Henry, and they run a quarterback sneak with their gimpy leg quarterback. He's going to run right off the cheek of the right guard, and Drive your legs for the first down. Gutty call by Mike Mularkey. When Sean, when Tennessee's been effective throwing the ball, it's been on first down off of play action.
Mariota's a big man, 6'4", 222 pounds. DeMarco Murray, the running back, the fullback Fowler still on the field. Play fake to DeMarco. Mariota. Yeah, in the old days of a couple weeks ago, he would have tried to do a little bit more than slide down near the line of scrimmage.
That's really good coverage down the field, too. Malik Hooker's a rookie playing free safety. Vontae Davis working against Rashard Matthews. They're trying to double move. Going to start inside, take it up. Hooker read it all the way, and there's nowhere for Mariota to go. Good defense. I like Hooker.
Credited the Colts, John Simon, with a sack on that last play. Mariota stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Now the shovel to Walker doesn't fool anybody. John Simon there again having a big night for his new team, the Indianapolis Colts, fifth-year man out of Ohio State.
It's the same play they ran in the opening possession. It's a shovel pass that's going around the league like wildfire. Kansas City brought it to the NFL. I've seen everybody running shovel passes, and it's hard to get a good defense in pro football twice on any day.
Third and 12 at the 44, not in field goal range for Suckup. Mariota caught near sideline and a first down. Rashard Matthews backpedaling along the boundary. And Melvin is not getting up.
A great throw and route. And he gets them both in against very tight coverage. And Melvin, who has played extremely well tonight, is the man down, and let's hope he's okay. He has played his heart out here tonight. Mariota from the pocket, though. On third down and long, delivers a strike in a critical situation.
Wonder it might just be a cramp for Melvin.
And really, Rashard Matthews, the only receiver throughout this season that has consistently made big plays. We've seen Decker emerge twice tonight, but that's a great route that Matthews ran. And you see 35, Pierre Desir checks in to replace him. I'd be looking at that matchup right away if I'm Mike Mularkey. Desir has been playing in the slot this season.
Desir, native of Haiti, primarily a special teams player. Big gain of 17 on third down and 12 to keep the drive moving for Tennessee. A touchdown would give them the lead. Derrick Henry out of the backfield, weaving through the traffic and down to the 13-yard line.
This man will get his chance, you'll see. Might not be this year, but he's improved in every aspect of the game. Here's a check down. He catches this pass, makes Jabal Sheard look bad in space. Can Tennessee put the ball in the end zone? They've been down here repeatedly tonight with no success.
Something has to give tonight. These have been the two worst teams in the league in the fourth quarter this season. The Colts outscored by 45 points in the fourth quarter. The Titans by 42. Neither team has scored in the fourth quarter yet tonight. DeMarco Murray lunges inside the 10-yard line in the arms of Matthias Farley.
Marcus Mariota has been so effective in the red zone, Sean. Never thrown an interception that I can remember.
No, he hasn't.
Been very careful with the football, but can he find anybody open? They have had no success punching it in.
Injured offensive lineman Josh Klein, the guard, comes off, so Schwenke is in. Brian Schwenke. He's been Super Mario in the red zone. 107 passes without an interception. Only Aaron Rodgers has a longer streak. There we go. Battling for the first down, and he has it. DeMarco Murray makes it 1st and goal for Tennessee.
And I bet these offensive linemen are looking to the sideline at their line coach, Russ Grimm, saying, run it right behind us. There's Klein checking back into the game. Double teams up front. They tell Murray run right behind the push.
It looked like he got well past the yellow line, but the officials marked the ball just inside the 5. So it is not a first down. It's 3rd down and about a foot. Public address announcer even announced it as a first down. Murray, I'm pretty sure he has it that time, unless the yellow line is way off. And now Walt Anderson says first down. 1st and goal.
That's what I'd do. I'd run left behind my best blocker, Taylor Lewan. Here comes the heavy artillery. Fowler, Delaney, Walker, Super now. Both tight ends and their big fullback. Nothing fancy here.
'15th play of the drive. Tennessee poised to take the lead. DeMarco Murray to the end zone. Touchdown Titans.
That's how it's done. Oh, they handed the ball to Delaney Walker on a jet sweep on the previous possession. This time they fake the jet sweep. They try to give a little eye candy to the linebackers, and they run the ball right up the middle for an easy 6-pointer. That's good design. Plays that start off looking the same that are different. A staple in Mike Mularkey's world.
First touchdown of the night for the Titans. 15-play, 87-yard drive. Took nearly 8.5 minutes. Suck up the extra point to give the Titans a 3-point lead with 10:01 to go. DeMarco Murray carried on the last 4 plays of that 15-play drive. Back to Monday Night Football from Nashville. Sean McDonough with John Gruden. Big battle in the AFC South. I think every team in this division is going to finish 8-8. The way it looks right now, very evenly matched. We mentioned at the top of the telecast, the winner of this game tonight will be tied for first with Jacksonville and Houston. The loser will be alone in last place, but only 1 game out. Is there any team you like more than the others right now as we are almost through 6 games for each of them?
Yeah, I like Houston because I like this quarterback. And I really like Tennessee. I think this is a must-win for the Titans. They need to jumpstart their season. And Mariota is playing hurt. When he comes back to health, the Titans are dangerous. But there's a lot of divisions that are like this right now in pro football. There's nobody that's clearly at the top of their game yet.
Jacksonville much improved. Already matched the twin total from a year ago. Houston finally finds the quarterback who can move them up and down the field. Then they lose J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless. You know, in recent years, they've won leaning on the defense. This year, they might have to outscore people, it seems.
They might, and that's the sign of a good coach, Bill O'Brien. He's won a few division titles in a row. It seems he takes a lot of criticism, but he takes what he has, and he finds a way to get in the tournament. Last year, they won a playoff game. They're not going to be an easy out in this division, but I'm not going to figure out the AFC South.
You shouldn't forget about the Colts. They've won this division 9 times since the AFC South was formed in 2002. The only other team that's won 4 division titles, New England, over that span. Here comes Quan Bray for the proud Colts. All the way across midfield to the Tennessee 40-yard line. Chased down by Bryce McCain. A 60-yard kickoff return for Quan Bray.
Thank goodness for Bray if you're an Indianapolis Colt. The Colts have not made a first down in the second half. 3 3-and-outs and a fumble, and Bray has set them up and given this offense life. And that's an area that the Colts have really struggled. Their return game wasn't very good coming in here tonight, but Bray with the huge play in the fourth.
The longest return of the season, 60 yards. Field goal would tie it. A touchdown puts the Colts back on top. Bear in mind they had that missed extra point by Vinatieri. Brissett slides down after a gain of about 2.5. Colts, 3 drives for 13 points in the first half. 4 possessions here in the second half. They've punted 3 times.
And in the slot, Logan Ryan, the ex-New England Patriot, will try to continue to keep T.Y. Hilton quiet.
Faked the inside handoff to Gore, whipped a bit on his block, but Brissett still able to get it off to Dante Moncrief, who battles inside the 25-yard line for an Indianapolis first down.
Good for Moncrief. Had a big drop in the first half. I've been waiting for him to realize his potential. The trap pass. And Brissett hung in there nicely under fire for Moncrief to get the first down.
13-yard gain, 4th catch of the night for Moncrief, who had just 11 through their first 5 games of the year.
120.
From the 24, Frank Gore, a yard. Daquan Jones the stop for Tennessee.
You know, last week in the overtime win, the Colts beat the 49ers. They took the game out of Jacoby Brissett's hands. They took it out of his hands. They ran the ball on 3rd and 10, chose to kick a 51-yard field goal. I think they're going to have to put the game in his hands tonight if they want to win on Monday Night Football against the Titans.
The speedy Marlon Mack goes in motion to the left on 2nd and 9. Tennessee brings pressure. Brissett backpedaling, throws it away. Wesley Woodyard came on the blitz. The Titans sideline wants an intentional grounding call.
Has to be. He's in the pocket and there's no one in the vicinity.
And now the flag comes down after the officials confer. No argument from Chuck Pagano.
Well, you put the game in a quarterback's hands and he makes a horrible mistake.
Quarterback was still in the pocket. Ball was thrown to an area where there was no eligible receiver. It's a 10-yard penalty and a loss of down. It's 3rd down.
That's why they ran the ball on 3rd and 10 last week. It's an all-out blitz, really, against a no-back set. And Brissett needs to know where everybody is and make this a legitimate throwaway. That's a loss of yardage and a loss of down. And it puts Vinatieri on the verge of being knocked out of field goal position.
I think they're just about at the point where they would try it. It would be a 51-yarder here. There's virtually no wind in the stadium tonight. He kicked 2 50-yarders plus last week. That was indoors in Indianapolis. You just try to get a handful of yards here to make it an easier field goal. You go for all of this yard to make, which is inside the 15-yard line.
I think you've got to try to make it a little better field goal. They're not indoors this week.
3rd and 20 midway through the 4th quarter, a 3-point game. Plenty of time for Brissett. Throws short. And Jack Doyle couldn't make a tough catch. He has not had great hands tonight, although that wasn't an easy opportunity. And they will send Vinatieri on to try a long one.
Well, you got to make a better throw than that. That's a hard ball to handle. I'd like to see Doyle catch it, but that would have been an easy throw and catch and set up Vinatieri for a makeable kick. But here's the ageless wonder.
52-yarder. All new operation, new snapper, new holder, and nothing new from Vinatieri.
Oh, man,
much more of the same. Right down the middle from 50-plus yards at age 44.
Terminator.
3 for 3 tonight. Next stop, Canton. Tie game midway through the 4th quarter.
Yes, he has. And this is where I want to see Marcus Mariota. This is why you're the number 2 overall draft selection. He's sucking it up tonight, much like Steve McNair used to for this franchise. They have to eliminate Indianapolis in this 11-game winning streak, and with 7 minutes left, let's see if Mariota's up to it.
Hands it off to Derrick Henry on first down. Tried to reverse his field. Got bounced around and picked up a yard. Antonio Morrison, Henry Anderson in on the play.
And it's really good to see Rashaan Melvin back at left corner for the Colts. Left the game on the previous possession. And you see Mariota, he's going to have to throw the ball from the pocket. He's been impressive, as you said, here in the second half.
Mariota on target. Eric Decker knew where he was on the field, ducked his head forward to make sure he got the first down. Vontae Davis had coverage.
Good throw against the zone coverage. Decker working in the slot against Harrison. Settles down nicely. Ball delivered perfectly. I like watching Mariota in the huddle. He won a Heisman Trophy at Oregon. When I met him, he never said a word. Silent snap count, never huddled. Now he's doing it all.
He doesn't say much. We talked about the character of Jacoby Brissett and how his coaches, teammates, Bill Parcells raves about him as a person. The same is true of Mariota on the other side. He's on target. Decker has his 7th catch of the night, and another first down as they're 3 yards short of midfield after an 11-yard gain.
You know, in some ways, this could be a defining moment for Marcus. He has to stand in the pocket and get it done, and he's getting it done. And if he can excel at an ultra-high level in the pocket like he has excelled outside the pocket, I like the Titans.
Mariota after the fake to Henry, steps into a deep throw, has a man open, caught, Taywan Taylor, a touchdown for the Titans.
That might be coming back.
There's a flag down back behind the line of scrimmage. And it looks like the touchdown will stand.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 95, defense. A 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
What a throw by Mariota. This man is coming of age tonight. Stands in there, lets the route develop, gets hit right in the chest, and he delivers a beautiful strike to Taylor, who got off clean and ran an ultra-high corner, beat Hooker, the rookie free safety.
53-yard touchdown pass. First NFL touchdown for the rookie out of Western Kentucky, Taywan Taylor. Had a prolific career in Bowling Green for Western Kentucky. Got 253 passes. The school record. Ryan Suckup. They get a 7-point lead, and that one is just inside the left upright. Tennessee by 7 with 5.5 minutes to go. Trying to end an 11-game losing streak head-to-head against Indianapolis. 7.5 minutes to go. The Titans 29 and the Indianapolis Colts 22. Marcus Mariota all of a sudden up to 306 yards passing after the 53-yard completion to Taywan Taylor for the touchdown, his first touchdown pass of the night. And clearly they were confused in that secondary for Indianapolis.
There's been a lot of confusion in that secondary. They've given up way too many long passes. And what does Jacoby Brissett have in store for us? New system, limited communication. Down 7 in the noise.
Picked off from the 50 because of the roughing the passer penalty. It'll be a touchback.
Well, Pierre Desir is in at left corner for Rashaan Melvin, and I think Hooker is expecting Desir to be there for him. But the bottom of the screen, the left corner, Desir does not get deep enough. Hooker thinks he has help. They blow the coverage, and they get smoked. Watch the reaction by Hooker. And Marcus makes a beautiful throw. You see Hooker and Desir clearly not on the same page, and it's been a common theme in this Colts secondary. Cannot happen.
And Jacoby Brissett leading them back. He's just 3 for his last 12. Titans after him with a 4-man rush. And he spins away from Jarrell Casey. Then threw it up for grabs. Incomplete. Intended for Kamar Aiken with Adoree Jackson, the rookie, in coverage.
It's a fourth quarter pass rush. This is what winning and losing comes down to. And Jarrell Casey mad at himself. He thought he had a sack working against LaRaven Clark in his first start at right guard. If you want to win the division, you're going to have to win it in a 2-minute drill and late in games with your fourth quarter pass rush.
Robert Turbin is the running back. They bring pressure again. Doyle catches this one and gets shoved across the sideline by Kevin Byard.
Oh boy.
And then a flag thrown, as apparently that shove continued for too long.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 31, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, boy. I don't like the call personally. I think there's a little bit after the whistle or after he's out of bounds, but
yeah. I mean, Doyle sold a little bit. He's still pushing him well across the boundary, I guess. But
yeah, I guess so.
As you would say, not a lot there.
I've seen a lot worse than that.
41-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Nearing 5 minutes to go. And Logan Ryan coming on a corner blitz. Got to Turbin just as he took the handoff, and it's a loss on the play.
Vic LeBeau's not going quietly. That's another zone blitz he's famous for. You're going to see Logan Ryan come screaming off the right side. He's unblocked. He ruins this play. I'd be surprised if they don't blitz again.
Vic LeBeau, the 80-year-old defensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans, dialing up the pressure here as Indy tries to drive to tie it. Just 2 first downs in this half for the Colts. 2nd and 13. Again pressure. Brissett throws. Turbin a nice catch and a nice run after the catch for a first down. Across midfield to the Titan 46.
That's a great job by Brissett. It's another zone blitz. And they're going to drop Eric Walden. The blitz is coming off this side, but Eric Walden gets caught in coverage against Turbin in the flat. That's a matchup you die for. But Brissett felt the rush. He veered away from the pressure, and he threw a strike to Turbin. That's great work by Jacoby Brissett.
For a 16-yard gain on 2nd and 13. Turbin stays in the game. Again, the Titans are showing blitz. They crowd the line. Turbin, the hard-earned yard.
Well, it's 4 straight blitzes. And will Rob Chudzinski max the protection? Try to get some blockers in there for his young quarterback.
We talk about how long Dick LeBeau's been around. He played in the late 50s for Woody Hayes, two-way player at Ohio State. When he played for the Lions, his coordinator on defense was Don Shula. That was before Don Shula was ever even a head coach. Brissett. Lots of time, running out of time. Over the middle and caught. Moncrief breaks from a tackle. Flag down on the play. Moncrief down to the 21-yard line. But there is a flag down on the play, and it's going against Tennessee. It was in the secondary. And the official who threw the flag gesturing to Walt Anderson. It's against the Titans.
Holding, number 25, defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Moncrief, after the drop touchdown in the first half, he has come back and made a couple nice plays. He sees his quarterback under duress. He does an excellent job uncovering. Watch Arakpo, number 98. He's going to be spying on the quarterback, looking for Brissett. and number 98. Trying to keep him in the pocket and from scrambling. What a finish.
23-yard gain to the 22-yard line. Another Titan blitz and a high throw through the hands of Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack won the game for the Colts last week with some big runs down the stretch. And at crunch time, will they give their rookie fourth rounder an opportunity? Going to be hard to run the ball right now, Sean. It's been a blitz on every single play.
Where is T.Y. Hilton? Just one catch tonight for Indianapolis. One of the best receivers in the league. Three-man rush this time. Doyle just can't hang on to the ball. For now, it's a live ball. And it's a Tennessee ball. But was it ever a catch? Logan Ryan there for Tennessee.
No way is that a catch.
Boy, Jack Doyle just cannot hang on to the ball, and every time it comes toward him, he's catching it awkwardly.
Catch. Fumble. Recovered by the defense. First down.
That'll be reviewed.
It's a great play by Logan Ryan, the ex-New England Patriot. That time, Dick LeBeau rushed 3. Played a maximum zone, 8 men in coverage. Logan Ryan knocks the ball away.
So a huge replay review coming from Al Riverone in New York. And Walt Anderson goes to the tablet. Jerry Austin, our referee here in the booth. What do you think about this one, my friend?
Well, he does control the ball, but he never makes another move. I think this is an incomplete pass.
Well, it's going to be 3rd down and 10, I think. If I'm Rob Chudzinski, I'm looking at my wristband. I'm thinking, what play am I going to give Brissett, and what will Dick LeBeau call?
Boy, really rough night for Jack Doyle. I mean, he just has the yips now, it seems.
Well, he had a key drop against Seattle. I saw him drop one against Cleveland. He had a concussion last week. He's a guy they're counting on to be their #1 tight end. But I think this is going to be 3rd down and 10. You're in 4-down territory.
These replays on the left of your screen are exactly what Walt Anderson and the folks in New York are looking at.
I wonder what's going on up there in New York. I'd like to have that. I'd like to have that chance to sit up there and watch all these games on Sunday. And
some controversy in review yesterday, particularly in the Jets New England game. Might also be looking at where the clock should be. We've inserted that in there for them as well. If it's incomplete, it should be 2:41. It's 2:37.
There's a reversal. The pass is incomplete. Please put 2:41 on the game clock. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, you came in here. Brian Arakpo had 10.5 sacks last year. Morgan had 9. Walden had 11 as a Colt. And Jarrell Casey went to the Pro Bowl. You have a beat-up Colt offensive line with the game in the balance. You've lost 11 straight. It's time to tee off if you're Indianapolis. Got to hold the fort if you're the Colts got to pass protect.
This widely criticized offensive line's played very well tonight. Can they protect Brissett again? It's just a 3-man rush. He dumps it off short. Turbin needs the 12. Turbin lowers his head. And where are they going to mark it? Looks like he's going to be a half yard short. Turbin slow to get up, and the medical team comes out to take a look at him.
What an effort by Turbin.
He's a tough guy.
3rd and 10. He comes right out of the backfield, crosses the formation against his zone coverage. Watch him fight for the first down.
A young man who's had to battle so much adversity off the field. His brother Lonnie fatally shot in 2012. Sister Trina died from multiple sclerosis when she was just 21 years old. Looks like perhaps his left arm was injured on that play.
And it's going to be 4th down and 1, and he's their short yardage back. He's 7 for 7 this year in short yardage. Who's it going to be? Gore or Mack? And I think it's going to be the veteran Frank Gore.
And he's not going to be able to finish. That looked like a pretty severe left arm injury. His arm snapped very awkwardly. And as you said, John, a key guy in these short yardage situations. Not available to Brian Schottenheimer. Rob Chudzinski, the offensive coordinator, up in the booth with the critical play call. We talked about how important every division game is.
Well, here they come, the big guys. 72, Mike Person checks in as a tight end. He's an offensive lineman. Multiple tight ends. Future Hall of Famer Frank Gore on 4th and 1.
Could be one of the most important plays of this season when they look back at it. Tennessee, as we mentioned at the top of the telecast, missed the playoffs by 1 game last year. Mike Mularkey has preached to his players the importance of every play. You never know which one gets you in the playoffs or keeps you out. The winner of this game will be tied for first in the division. 2.5 minutes to go. Titans by 7. 4th and 1, Indianapolis. Brandon Williams comes in to the left. It's a play fake. Brissett. Will he run for it? He lunges. Where are they going to mark it? It's going to be short.
Wesley Woodyard. With the play of the night.
And Walt Anderson signals first down for Tennessee as they hold on 4th down.
They fake the ball to Frank Gore, and that is short.
Well, let's bring Jerry Austin in again. Jerry, he's lunging, doesn't appear to be out of bounds.
But when the ball crosses the line, it is short of the line of the game.
Mm-hmm. So you think they marked that correctly?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Captain America, John's Gruden Grinder.
Unbelievable player. Not even drafted out of the University of Kentucky, and he stayed at home, and he showed off his speed. Tell me football's not a game of inches.
And Indianapolis
is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was short of the line of gain.
Desperation challenge, I think, by Coach Pagano, but
it's important because if he doesn't get it, they're going to lose a timeout here. They still have the 2-minute warning and all 3 of their timeouts and down by only a touchdown.
I just don't think he's got the first down. I think he's short.
Yeah, I mean, the ball winds up well past that marker, but as Jerry said, it's where the ball is as he goes across the boundary there. And by that standard, with the official right there, it looks like it's short. Dick LeBeau,
unbelievable,
as energetic as anybody you know, regardless of the fact that he's 80 or not. The players love him. Says every day it's a great day to be alive. He doesn't say that because he's 80. He's been saying that for years. They love Woodyard. He's the leader. As John said, he's been a captain since he was in high school. 4 straight years at the University of Kentucky, and every year that he's been in the NFL, all 10 of them now in Denver and Tennessee, a team captain.
Well, they tried to fool the defense. They tried to let everybody know we're running the ball with Frank Gore on 4th and 1, and we run a bootleg and we keep it. And if it's not for Wesley Woodyard.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. Indianapolis will be charged with their first timeout. of the second half.
If it's not for Wesley Woodyard, we're singing a different song here. A design bootleg. Take a look at Woodyard. This is great recognition and all-out effort.
Number 71 is eligible.
So still 2 timeouts left for Indy, but they lose one on the challenge and the 2-minute warning. Colts crowding the line of scrimmage and trying to stuff Derrick Henry. They take him down after a 2-yard gain. Will Pagano use the timeout here or let it go to the 2-minute warning? It appears he's going to let it go. 8 tackles and a sack tonight for Wesley Woodyard, the pregame Gruden grinder. 2-minute warning. Monday Night Football from Nashville, Tennessee. Row head to head to the Indianapolis Colts. Are they on the verge of ending that streak? And they've had some chances, as you see. They led in the second half in 7 of those games. Henry. Derrick Henry lowers his head, might have a first down.
Yeah.
He does, and that is huge as Indy has just the 2 timeouts left.
That's impressive. Right guard Josh Klein on a power play. Pulse. Double team between Luan and Kelly at tight end. Good night. Derrick Henry, just 4 carries a week ago. Good to see him see the ball more often tonight. That's 16 carries for Henry. Marcus Mariota, can't say enough about him, Sean. Could not move around, was not himself tonight. And he willed it out of himself for his teammates. They were a bad offensive team for the last 6 quarters, and without him, I don't think they win tonight.
No. It is a first down. They measure it. Well, Mariota had 108 yards passing at the half. He has 306 now. So just under 200 yards in the second half. And this is not meant to be overly critical of Matt Castle, but Mariota, playing on a slightly bad left hamstring, is a better player than Matt Castle.
Mariota could be one of the future really great quarterbacks, I think. And I think this is going to help his game and his confidence in terms of getting it done exclusively in the pocket. What a performance in the 4th quarter after throwing a pick 6.
Now they can take it a long way down with just the 1 Indianapolis timeout left. They'll be trying to strip the ball. Henry stacked up. Timeout Chuck Pagano. Not only has Tennessee lost 11 in a row to the Colts have won 16 of the last 17 with the Titans.
Well, they had a guy named Peyton Manning.
They were pretty good.
And then along came Andrew Luck. And the Titans were looking and looking and looking for their quarterback. And guess what? Now the Titans have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. The last time they beat the Tennessee Titans, Week 8 of 2011. That was here. That was the year the Colts went 2-14 when Peyton Manning was out with the neck injury the whole year. The Titans won 27-10. Our buddy and colleague Matthew Hasselbeck was the quarterback for Tennessee in that game. Curtis Painter was for the Colts. One of the 2 wins for Indy that year came against Tennessee. Henry, no timeouts left now. 1:40 in the clock running. So, barring a disaster here for Mike Mularkey, his team will break a 2-game losing streak, go to 3-3, and be tied for first in the AFC South. And what a matchup we have next Monday night from the city of brotherly love. The 5-1 Eagles hosting the 3-2 Redskins, an NFC East battle. They're the top 2 teams in that division right now. Starts at 8:15. Monday Night Countdown comes your way at 6 Eastern Time. You can also stream it live on the ESPN app. The game will also be available in Spanish on ESPN2.
And the Titans got to take a timeout here. Taylor Lewan's shoe came off. He comes running off the field, and they have to run another tackle out there. And before Dennis Kelly can get on the field, they have to take a timeout in this situation. Not what you want. Watch Lewan. He's like, hey, I need a new shoe. I wore this one out. So now he's trading shoes with one of his other linemen, his friends. These guys hang out together, these linemen. They eat together. They go to Nashville Predator games together, and they change shoes. They use each other's clothes and shoes. So now I got to grab another cleat, put that on.
Yeah, it's a very close group. Brian Schwenke almost got pressed into emergency shoe duty.
Hey, that guy, Quentin Spain. I like his name. Quentin Spain, left guard. Got a pretty good line coach here. Don't forget the Hall of Famer, Russ Grimm.
Henry. Oh boy. Henry. Game over. Henry.
Oh, Henry.
Will he score or will he go down? He's going to score. Take it to the house. Touchdown, Tennessee. 72 yards.
I just have a feeling this guy's going to be a great one. A real big-time back. And Taylor Lewan puts his shoe on, and how about Josh Klein on that kick-out block? This is 247 pounds. And this man can fly. That's how you put a team away. Look at Lewan. Loves to play. Enthusiastic, exciting, fun team to watch. And I think when Corey Davis, this great young receiver, gets healthy, I think they're even going to be better.
Longest run of Henry's career, 72 yards. It gives him 131 yards rushing for the night on 19 carries. Suckup adds the extra point. Well, they talked about getting Henry more touches. Really not out of necessity because they have DeMarco Murray, but Murray looked like he was hobbled by an apparent hamstring injury tonight. Henry got more carries than Murray, 19 for Henry, 12 for Murray. And it's an all Heisman Trophy backfield when it's Henry the lone back with Mariota. Last time there were Heisman winning players on the same NFL team, both under the age of 25, Andre Ware and Barry Sanders, back in the early 90s. It's unusual.
Got to give John Robinson, the general manager, some credit. Took over a team that wasn't very good. They had a talented young quarterback. He made a big-time trade, and he cashed in with some good draft choices.
Yeah, he was part of the decision in Tampa to pick Jameis Winston, and very shortly thereafter he left Tampa Bay, where he's an assistant to Jason Light, came here to be the GM, wound up with Mariota, and picked Derrick Henry in the draft last year. Big win for Mike Mularkey. Marcus Mariota in his Monday Night Football debut. The Titans in their first appearance on Monday night since 2014. We'll move into a tie in the AFC South. Jacksonville, Houston, and Tennessee, all 3-3. Now the Colts will drop their first division game of the season. This was their first matchup against an AFC South opponent in 2017. In the fourth quarter, difficulties continue for Indianapolis. Casey outscored by 18 points in this fourth quarter. They've now been outscored by 63 points in the fourth quarter in 6 games this year.
That's a hard number to even believe that's true.
Yeah.
And big plays. Big plays. Too many of them.
Brissett has fought valiantly. Jack Doyle had a tough night holding on to the ball. Managed to corral that one, but it's going to be much too little too late.
I'll tell you, when I was calling plays, we had a feature back. And our complimentary back was always a faster, quicker, smaller back. Charlie Garner, Napoleon Kaufman. Here, their complimentary back is a beast. 6'3", 250. And what a closer. What a display that was by Henry. Wow.
Brissett to Doyle again. He gets chopped down short of the boundary by Jayon Brown, the rookie out of UCLA. They're out of timeouts, and they're out of time. Brissett, 20 out of 36 for 206 and a touchdown. Showed great poise again tonight, but it's in a loss. Final score, the Titans 36, the Colts 22. Stay tuned for the GMC postgame on SportsCenter coming up next. We hope you'll be with us from Philadelphia for the Eagles and the Redskins next Monday night. For John Gruden, Lisa Salter, Sean McDonough saying good night from Nashville.